you as Bane before. Are we on?
We're on now, mate.
Welcome to the Webshow. Thanks for dropping me right in it. Welcome to the Webshow, everybody. Our chat appears to be knackered, but we're getting the odd message, just letting you know. Thank you so much for tuning in with us on your Saturday night. Before we go anywhere, I just want to point out that in 2 weeks' time we should have a Webshow. We won't. Emma, my wonderful fiance, has decided to organise my birthday night out on Webshow night. And I was genuinely unhappy. I was like, could have been Friday, could have been Sunday. You picked a Saturday. So we're going for the 21st, which will be the Christmas web show, we think, where there might be some booze. There might be some booze. Might be a boozy drinking game web show coming up on Saturday the 21st. So it'll be in 3 weeks' time, not in the scheduled 2-week period. I'm really sorry. But again, we're here tonight. Thank you so much. I've got a rant to go on. I'm going to rage. I'm going to rage quite a lot. I'm going to rage about WoW. Yeah.
I'm not gonna do because people got pissy last time.
That's okay. Let's sit back because that mic's certain up really high. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. So we've got some ranting to go on. I've got loads of games to talk about. Fucking, we played so much stuff. We've got to talk about Gaming Dads a little bit. You guys seem to really enjoy some of those games that we play, which is fucking awesome. But before we do any of that, let's fucking bring it back and get some energy in the room because you dropped me right in it. I just waited for you to sit back. I fucking waited for you to sit back so quickly. I'm going to sit forward then. So, come on. Shine up and bring it back in. And a holler for you guys. I would wait for one in the chat, but as I said, it's loading like a gimp. Thanks, Twitch. Thanks, Twitch, for that totally necessary style of play. So I want to get into WoW because I made a video this week. I think you watched it. When I did
watch it, mate, and it was a delicious commentary voice.
Yeah, it was a little bit. It was a little bit fucking hardcore because I had no voice. I wanted to take a couple of days off to fix my voice, which is fine now. Voice is fine just now. But of course, that post came out from Mr. Blizzard, and it was the most offensive post I have heard or read, I should say. Is such a long time. And I just thought, who okayed this? Who at Blizzard thought this was okay? Did it get to this position where nobody's checking these before you release them to the public? Did it go that way? Is that what happened there? And it caused all kinds of confusion. In fact, most of you emailed me. You didn't reply on the video because Google+. And so you sent me all these emails. I was like, I'm a bit confused about what we're saying here. And it was a confusing post. And I had heard some things. I want to point this out. I heard some things that weren't directly from Blizzard publicly. But I heard some things on the grapevine about what was planned for Warlords of Draenor gearing. Now, you care about gearing.
I do care about
You do care about gearing.
It's my main thing.
It is your main thing in any game.
Every
game is to get that gear on, and the changes they're going to make to that. So the general idea is that they're getting rid of loads of secondary stats. Your hit, your dodge, your expertise. It's kind of going away. It's going to be on a couple of fancy items. A little bit fancy.
A little bit of class.
A little bit fancy, but not really on your armor. And they're going to break it down to mastery, haste, and crit in general. And then they're going to add all this random sort of Diablo 3 style stuff to it, where you can get maybe a gem slot. And all sorts of other stuff. They're calling them tertiary stats. Right, tertiary stats. So they're going to be the primary focus, right? That's the rare stuff. So because how many times do you watch like Diablo 3? We're going to use that as an example, but it's not exactly like that, as you obviously know. It's like, oh, legendary item instantly dismantled. Piece of shit. You know, happens constantly in Diablo 3. Time after time, it's like legendary, massive stats. Oh, it doesn't have that little bonus, that tertiary stat that I'm really looking for. Oh, it's great, but it doesn't have that gem slot on it or whatever the little bonus would be that really takes it to the next level. That's the thing you're really after more than the stats. So that's the big important part. So clearly, the secondary stats are in fact going to be secondary. But that doesn't mean that they should be shit, right?
No, I agree.
That doesn't mean that we should be shit. So they're going to have 2 secondary stats per item. So it's going to be like, obviously, haste mastery, mastery crit, haste crit. That's it. So I got on the tweet machine because you guys were emailing me. I got on the tweet machine. I spoke to Lore, former YouTuber himself, now works for YouTube, for Blizzard. I tweeted Josh as his name because he's pretty gangster actually. He's pretty gangster. He used to do tank spots, so he knows his stuff. And plus, as a former player, high-end player, knows what we're talking about. So I sent him some tweets and I was like, "Are you going to cover all the bases?" And he didn't really get it at first, which I probably would. It's fucking Twitter, man. 140 characters. I want to ask a question.
Why don't you inbox him then?
Yeah, I want to answer.
You can inbox him on Twitter, by the way.
Oh, I'm not doing that. I want it to be public. Everybody to see it. So I tried to fit it in. And I was like, "Are you going to cover all the bases?" And he was like, well, you know, the secondary stats won't be random or anything like that. It's like, well, that's fine if they're not random or predetermined. But what we want to see is I want all 3 choices. Are you going to have guaranteed all 3 choices? Right. Which are the haste, crit mastery, haste, mastery. You're going to have all 3 because, as you well know, there are a lot of dog shit secondary stats out there depending on your class, right?
Yep.
The shit, if haste is useless for you, and the 2 items or 3 items they've put in there don't cover haste in any way, you're kind of fucking stuck with this dog shit item.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
So I asked him, are you going to cover all 3 bases? And he said, no, probably not actually. We're not going to do that. And that really worries me. Somewhat fucking shocking. I think that's terrible. They're not going to do that. They're going to skip it. And they might have 2. And that means there's a good chance that you're going to get stuck with a leather chest, which I kind of was joking with Bloomstar about. Is the gear is kind of boring now in a way. Because it's this tier's leather chest. And it won't have that good pairing of stats on it. And you can't reforge now. You know? And that's the thing. Because there is no... People are like, yeah, but it's kind of like that now. We don't always get ideal gear. You always have 2 perfect stats on your gear now. Because of reforging. If you get a shitty armor piece, you reforge off the shit one. And you at least get some benefit of 2 really good stats.
Yeah.
That's just the way it works. You reforge it in a way that makes it an idyllic set. I mean, it's got a little bit of some useless stat, but in one way, you've transferred it into an almost perfect piece of gear.
It's just getting so simplified now.
Well, it's even more complicated, I would argue.
No.
Because you're going to get your leather chest, which can be transferred between items, which I think is really good, transferred between specs. I think that's fantastic. So if you just
the
get
actual
your
item,
chest,
the item specs alter. If you
the
like,
main stat changes. So if you're a paladin,
so you don't need 2 pieces.
No,
that part I remember.
Oh, it's awesome.
Reading, and I'm really down for that. The rest of it is just like, and yeah, I know what you're talking about, and I know you're going to go into the idiocies of. Don't worry about your trinket. It's only a trinket. We'll get down the line with that. I just think there's just nothing unique anymore. I know that the top end, the theory craft, the actual practical craft of it, of getting your reforge, getting your gems, getting your enchants, gears, stuff like that, it's so intricate, and I love that. The fact is, you had the choice of doing that. You had the choice of doing how depthy can I go to maximize my DPS or my healing or whatever. Exactly.
You're such a min-maxer.
But what I'm saying is, that was always a choice, and now you say people aren't up to date with what they need to do with their gear. There are thousands of websites that will tell you, if you don't want to do that, here's what we're using. You don't have to be the person to do that, but now that choice just seems to have diminished, and it's just a straightforward, well, I can either do this or that.
I think the choice is going to come down to, I need that tertiary stat.
They're making it into a lunchtime menu.
It's almost as if gearing is going to be...
or I can have that.
It's either going to be, depending on how they do it, like we've not seen it yet, but this is the kind of gist I'm going to get for it, is there will be leather chest, for example, and you might have to see that drop a lot of times before you get the one that's got the good tertiary stats on it, which is the random part.
Wait a minute, I think I've missed something here. So, say like I've got the... Chest of Awesome.
Nice.
Now, the Chest of Awesome could have these 2 tertiary stats, which...
It'll have 2 secondary stats.
Yeah.
Which
is your... That are going to stay like they are. But these tertiary stats could be set as one thing for 1 week. And now the Chest of Awesome drops again next week, and those tertiary stats can change.
Yes.
That's bullshit.
That's the classy bit.
That's so bad. So you're not even getting the uniqueness of having a different armor piece for those set changes. They've basically just fucked off reforging, which to me personally was awesome.
Reforging fixed the problem. This is where it's kind of got a little bit weird for me. Reforging fixed a huge problem in the Burning Crusade, which is, and this is why it falls into this category now, is we cannot trust Blizz, which is a shame, but we can't, because we've proved it in the past. We can't trust you to make really good sets that are idyllic to near enough every class. We can't do it because in the Burning Crusade we ran into enormous problems where, like tank gear, we were gemming for pure hit as tanks, and we didn't want to do that, but we had no choice because of the gear design was such that we had to do that because we couldn't hit the bosses. We were great tanks, nothing could hit us, we could dodge, we could parry, we could block, we could do whatever, but we couldn't physically hit the bosses. And we had to start gemming for hit and then using stuff from Black Temple. We had to use the same medallions because we needed to hit. Sure, it had a load of expertise on it, but you needed hit to go along with that. And so we were gemming for it, and then they said, look, we're introducing this thing called reforging, where if you have a shitty stat or a stat you want to change, we'll change it to hit. And we were like, thank God, that's so good. And then gemming became massive, and we had inscription, and we had enchants for shitloads of hit and all sorts. And reforging kind of died away over Wrath of the Lich King. We're still using it, and it died over Cataclysm because we had all sorts of different ways of modifying our gear to kind of fix this problem. And then also we had gear that was drowning in stats, which they weren't during the old times. They weren't drowning in stats, so we didn't have items with like lol 1000 hit and shit like that all over them. But which you do now. So now they're saying, well, you know, reforging is kind of something that we're done with. The same as dual crafting. We're kind of done with dual crafting, but they kind of pussied out and made it into this random thing. Same with inscription, I think it's getting enchanting. Enchanting is getting switched up, so only certain items are enchantable now. But pulling it back so far,
it's bullshit.
Might
as well just be a fucking chess piece of the monkey, chess piece of the whale.
Yeah, but we're now looking at the tertiary stats, and what's going to happen is we're all going to be hunting for this tertiary stat. That's going to be the important bit, and that's what I said to Laurie. Tertiary stats are going to be the important part. Because we know the item comes with its bog standard 2, which is stamina and int, strength, agility, whatever.
Yeah.
These secondary stats, which are predetermined, and we can't change. Can't do anything with them, so whatever they are, they are. Then we're going to be hunting for the tertiary stats. That's when we're going to be looking for the good stuff. The really good stuff is the one that comes with these extra little bonuses. They've already said things like multi-strike and whatnot. And that's where we're really going to see the great items, the things that people go, oh, that is sick. Which does happen in Diablo 3, is you get that particular item that has all that shit on it, and you just go, dude,
but you're just making the same. I know it's done by the same company, but you're making the same loot model, the same on both games, and I don't think that's a good idea.
Well, I'm only comparing it to Diablo 3 for.
No, it's a good comparison.
Because their items are like
a good comparison. That is completely random, and even the tier sets in Diablo are like that. But it's like that's Diablo. Stop making Warcraft like Diablo, especially these items that are in raids that people have gotten used to, regardless of how ridiculously large the stats have been. They are used to these. These are the stats that you're going to get. Do you want to swap the random things on that you're not happy with? Go right ahead. Don't expect them to wait week after week after week after week just for that one fucking good item to upgrade it purely because the secondary or tertiary stats or whatever are the ones that you're looking for. Because you guarantee as well that you're not the only person looking for that item.
That is one of the problems. If this really good item drops, your guilds are going to have a problem. Your guilds are going to have a problem because unless they're Mr. Friendly, which not many guilds are entirely Mr. Friendly, there's going to be big problems when that big item drops that's got these really gorgeous...
Exactly.
Especially considering they're going to include things like higher item level. One of the items could be, for the sake of argument, Warforged, so it could actually be a genuinely just higher item level item. Then it's got tertiary stats thrown into it and all sorts of stuff.
So even the Warforged stuff that's only got a chance of dropping, am I right in thinking that?
That could be a bonus as well. There's all kinds of little bonuses that could exist. But then
you've got to think that's like a multi-bonus in terms of A, you're going to want that tertiary stat that you are looking for, and B, you're going to want it on a Warforged item as well. Because the Warforged tertiary stats change as well.
Well, Warforged, I think, is going away. Like, there's going to be a whole set of high... Well, not really. Okay, so it's not like, hey, this has a chance to drop Warforged all the way through the game. But it kind of does because the higher item level is one of the bonuses that could apply to the item. So in essence, yes, kind of. But it's not sort of, that's the only difference. Like right now, the only difference between the items is you could get a Warforged piece. Or a Thunderforged, or whatever you want to call it. You could get the Warforged piece. That's the only randomness right now.
But then it might not be the one that you want.
Yeah, that's already causing a problem because people are getting heroic kills. This is my issue with it, right? Above everything else, above any little mistakes we might have made in this discussion that haven't been clarified yet, I just want to say not the entire details are out yet. It's so much focus on gear instead of the bosses. You know what I mean? Instead of completing it. And I know that so many people who are completing heroic content right now, and this is absolutely true, are pissed off because they are killing the hardest bosses in this game and are not happy when they get their item. Because perhaps, why upgrade it? Because I want the Warforged piece. I've killed your heroic boss. I've defeated the hardest boss of this tier in the game right now at this level. And it dropped heroic item. And that's not the item I want. And yes, finally, the RNG of the drops, which isn't that bad now because we get so many items that drop. That's okay. But I then have to wait again for the heroic Warforged version of that item to drop. It's not good enough now to have killed the boss. It's not good enough to have learnt the fight, wiped on it countlessly, killed it, and there's your shiny item. That's the one, and you've got it, and it's in the bag. That's not enough now, because now it's a case of, do I now have to farm? Because some people hate farming. Why force that on them if they killed the game? If they've defeated your heroic Garishell Scream or whatever, or heroic Lei Shen, for example, and Siege of Orgrimmar's not coming for a while, you're now kind of forcing those guys to, well, I've got to stick to my main character. I can't put my main in the bank and go and play with an alt for a bit, because they might get this heroic Warforged tertiary gemmed piece that actually drops, and I need to be there when it happens. Alt play is kind of fun when you're raiding. It gives us some spice to it. Yeah, I get to go into my alt after I've fully geared, because I have actually fully geared my main character. But now, perhaps you will never reach a stage where you have fully geared your character, because there's always a chance that super awesome item is going to drop, and you need to be there when it happens.
But look at this. So what if one week you get the chest piece? It's not the exact one that you want, but you get it anyway. It's the first time it's dropped. Next week, the one that you actually want drops. And you want it, but obviously everyone else wants it as well. But then
they still have the last tiers piece.
But they don't even have the one that you've got already. Exactly. It's fixing a problem and creating more. It's like cutting the head off a Hydra, mate.
I just don't like gear being such a focus. I want pure bosses. This is for me. But again, I have to point out that I don't really care about gear. So a lot of people will be hungry for this item. I get that. Yeah. A lot of people are quite happy that there's going to be this item in the game that maybe only 2 or 3 people on the server are going to get, max, which is incredible. And if you're lucky enough to be that guy, fair play to you. And people are really happy about having that item and going, look, check out my fucking legs or whatever, because they're badass. But for me, it's, I want to kill the boss. I want the focus to be on the boss. I want the focus to be on the raid. I don't want to kill a boss and then be kind of disappointed with what has dropped because of all the different combinations of shit that could occur at that point. I want to kill the boss, get my item, or see somebody else get an item and be happy about it. I know, that sounds crazy to you. I want to be happy when a guy gets
What kind of logic is that? Oh, I am. Congratulations, mate.
I fucking love that.
I really wanted that, and I'm not going to cut myself when I log off because you got that. But
no, never have I felt that way.
Fuck that.
Never have I felt that way.
Kill this bitch and give me what it drops.
Yeah, and everything belongs to me. And then God knows how many raid leaders will be, like, abusing that. Will be fucking crazy.
Hey, work for me.
So it's interesting. It was interesting that they haven't done the itemization yet, so it might change. I would actually, at this point, kind of, based on what we know already, I would love to see, what's it called? Reforging actually make a return. I would like that to come back. Because I'd hate to be... I think there's some items that are going to come out which are like mix and match. You know, they give you bonuses such as multi-strike, which is probably a passive cleave. Something they've played with already with trinkets that give you some sort of passive AoE. There's a possibility that certain classes are going to have some sets which dramatically shit on people.
Multi-strike, amplify, and readiness are all intended to be secondary stats.
Yeah, so this multi-strike we can kind of believe is probably a random cleave. You get a big cleave fight, you're going to run into issues if that multi-strike type of item hasn't dropped, and then your guild on the other side of the server, who was pretty close to you, has had a lot of multi-strike gear, and they're going to fucking start dominating you, and perhaps even class balance now comes into an issue. Class balance isn't a big problem right now because people are reforging in a certain way. They're definitely getting items that have got really good stats. You start adding a ton of randomness into there, you start throwing a lot of fucking mice in that pond, you're going to run into some fucking problems.
Why didn't anyone bother killing the spider in Karazhan?
That is something I thought about.
Yeah?
You mean the basement boss?
Boom!
The basement boss, yeah.
Y'all TBC motherfuckers know what I'm talking about.
When we throw randoms... I mean, we've just fixed balance.
Hit him with a touch of knowledge what the spider boss in Karazhan is.
It's the guy who drops the Epic of the Monkey loot. He's terrible. He's fucking terrible.
No one ever gave a shit. I only killed that boss when I was doing transmog runs, and I thought, do you know what? I've never killed this thing. Let's go and have a look. This
is the thing that really makes me laugh, is we just fixed raid balance. Just fixed it overnight. We made flexi raids for 10 to 25. No set models anymore. You can do whatever the fuck you want. We eliminated all that discussion. We created this wonderful, what's it called? Mythic raiding. All the hardcore guys, if you're super serious and you want to go and do the bosses on the hard mode, on what I consider the mode they should be killed on, there you go. Set, standard, go in there, fight it out, have fun. Then we just slapped a load of randomness on top of it in the idea of gear. And we've already seen bosses like Madness and fucking... not Madness and Deathwing, the one before it. What's that fucking... The tentacle shit. The back of Deathwing. The hairy back of Deathwing. Which was totally hammered by guilds that got better drops and had more things like Dragon Wraths and had more gems. In fact, that fight was made or broken on who had the better gems on the server. Yeah. Simple as that. The other guilds had better gemming and were able to crush that fight. Spine of Deathwing. That's the tiniest amount of randomness that throws everything out of proportion. Now we're throwing on all this. It's like, it's cool though. I kind of have to accept that it is cool. That big fucking super item is awesome. Getting these random little bonuses is really cool. And especially if we look again at Diablo 3, although the models are different, that created some crazy stuff. Remember hunters who were getting, I think it was haste, or the demon hunters who got mad amounts of haste, were doing ridiculous things. And it allowed people to play around with their stats and do sort of crazy gear setups, which we haven't seen for a long time with the standardization of talents. We had no playing around with talents, which was really cool back in the day. Is we had things like 2020 builds on rogues or 2015 or whatever it was. And all that kind of stuff was actually really interesting. But I just don't like this. I don't like this idea of this random slap on top. And I don't know. I just don't want to see that, you know? I just don't want to see that randomness. Any kind of randomness like that, especially in gear, if it can affect things in the game and balance and cause problems in a guild. We're reiterating the idea of guilds. It's being pushed heavily towards guilds. Why toy with it? Because nothing tears a guild apart quicker than gear.
I was just going to say.
Yeah. A gear. You get someone like you in the guild, we're going to have a bad time.
How dare you?
I
was firm, yeah, but fair.
Fair.
For the ladies.
Firm but fair. But if that super exclusive item drops, wow, that would be fucking crazy.
Yeah, that was mine.
Yeah, multi-strike, single target. So there you go. It doesn't matter what the names are. It doesn't fucking matter what the names are. I don't know. I actually love the idea. I'm so on the fence. I know it sounds like I'm angry at it. I'm 50-50 right now on how it plays out. I just really worry about the negative impacts, which I always do. I always want to see what is the negative implication. The positive is these items drop quite a lot. They are really cool. And it doesn't really, and they drop so often, and they do a nice mix of matches that overall in a guild balance issue, it's actually fine because people have a good combination of all of them. Then I'm not bothered. And also, perhaps this standardization or maybe the boringness of the normal armor means that we're going to see some insanely cool weapons, and more importantly, trinkets that are absolutely badass.
This was fucking that whole changing thing was hilarious.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Hey, if you're casual, you're not going to worry about if you're in DPS gear and you've got a healer trinket.
You should have retracted that statement.
Yeah, you're casual. Yeah,
you're casual.
You are a bottom feeder. Don't look at what trinket that you've got. Yeah, it might have 10,000 dodge, but you're a healer.
If you're a min-maxer, you're likely to change gems. Just gonna put that out there.
But only if you're a min-maxer. Yeah, only.
Yeah, or the thing is, like Slipper said, please no UVLS. The problem with that is, very cool item.
What's Ulves?
I'm going to get the name wrong, alright. Unerring Vision of Lei Shen. Am I alright with that? Am I alright with Unerring Vision of Lei Shen? I think so. Unerring Vision of Lei Shen. I think I've got that right. But it's an item that guaranteed you 100% crit for a certain amount of time. Very cool item, in fact. Especially if you were a dot class. Because you could do, especially Demo Warlocks enjoyed a very, very cool couple of months there where they could 100% crit their Curse of Doom, which spawned imps every time it crit. Put it on a few mobs, and just watch an army, a literal army of imps spawn around you and you start doing something called insane DPS. Especially when Mr. Sparko sent me a message saying, check this out, and he was doing 600k DPS on Horadon, and just like that. Good times. Yeah, the Unerring Vision of Lei Shen. But it's okay. I want to see more things like Deathbringer's Will. I want to see those big, cool items that just do crazy shit. If we're going to boring... I don't want to use the word boring too much, but I think that this does make gear boring with the lack of combination of secondary stats, because some people might... Do you guys still feel this way? I might be a little bit old school on this, but sometimes I checked an item and I saw it and I went, that is fucking cool. And a couple of items, especially during BT, were like that. The Steadfast Medallion, which had hit and mastery.
I thought you were talking about looks for a minute.
You know when you checked a certain pair of boots and it just had the super badass stats in it, and you were like, I really want that pair of boots. That's fucking cool.
No.
You never had that?
No, I'd put it in Mogget first.
I'm probably asking the wrong guy. But people who cared about stats, the Mallet of the Tides, that thing was incredible. +5 or +15 mace skill. Woo! I saw that shit and I was like, baby, come to daddy. So good. Use that shit all the way up to Lillidan. Oh, it's so good, the Mallet of the Tides. Lollipop, baby.
Nice.
So fucking cool.
Oh, that's from Underwater thing.
It was from the Lurker Below. And I said to the whole guild, because I was main tanking at the time.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
I said to them, hey, you can take every item in this fucking instance of the tanks. I'm getting the Mallet of the Tides first. And that was how I rolled in that dungeon. I was like, dudes, I know what I'm looking at. And nobody really understood the value of it was actually expertise, but it was called mace skill at the time. No one understood the value of that to tanks. So the other tanks were like, okay, it looks like shit. And I was like, I don't give a fuck, baby. I think it's fucking awesome as shit. And it was well good. So yeah, it was fucking so cool. But even another item, I've had this a few times in Firelands from Major Domo Staghelm, and I'm sure it's called, DKs will be with me on this at the time, the Breastplate of Shifting Visions, I want to say. Had Mastery and Haste on it. Shit. And you might not get that, but at the time, finding DK idyllic items was no easy task. I tell you, and I saw that breastplate, and I was like, well, I know which tier piece I'm not fucking rolling with this tier, and then it dropped first kill. Way before this heroic Warforged shit, and I fucking claimed that motherfucker, and nice. It was in the bag and it was on there. Breastplate of Shifting Visions. But that time, I love that stuff. If it's got that really idyllic item.
That's it, though. That's what I mean, though. The only time that I've ever felt that in depth about items like that was before Reforging, and it was Ulduar time, when I was on my main DK, as Blood DK, when Blood wasn't tank, and every tertiary stat or secondary on my items had to be crit and armor pen. And
I remember that.
I hunted that like blood on a werewolf. It was just every item. It's looking at things like you'd check religiously to see what dropped, see what it was. And that is the only time that I've been that in depth about checking at every boss. Like normal mode drops a loot table. Hard mode didn't drop the same heroic version. Yep. It dropped different items. Different items. It was different items. That's the only time that I ever cared about that.
There's a certain creaminess, and I'm sure some of you guys have done this, and maybe not. But there's something creamy about seeing that item that fits your character perfectly. And that's exciting because you want that to drop. And then it's about the boss kill. It's not about the item specifically. It's about getting to that boss and killing it to get that item. Did you see the difference? Whereas now, we're actually hoping to kill the boss. I want that out of the way. But I also want the idyllic version of this item to drop with its good shit on it. And nobody else to get it. And then you're kind of shifting the balance there of loot to boss. Because loot's important. No one's going to deny that. More towards the loot side of things than actually killing the boss and having the fun and stuff like that. And that's the only thing that really guts me about it. Especially for it's always again for the mid-level guys. Because the high-end guys won't care that much. They'll fight over it. Don't get me wrong, there's some massive loot holes in the top-end guilds. I mean, really bad. But they will understand that there's probably another chance at getting it.
Yeah.
And pretty swiftly too. They'll have more chances to get it because they'll probably kill the boss faster than you. And then in the mid-level, if that item happens to drop, we saw the instances of Warglaves where lower down, bad guilds, technically, were getting Warglaive after Warglaive after Warglaive, and the top guys weren't getting any. I seem to remember Neelam had to recruit all their Warglaive characters. If I'm wrong on that, that might be a little bit blast from the past. Blast from the past. But I'm pretty sure that Neelam never got a full set of Warglaives, and they killed Illidan world first. I'm pretty sure they... I believe the rogue was called Close. Or Close. However he pronounced his name. I'm pretty sure that was a big deal at the time because there was other guilds getting set after set and they had to recruit them all for Kill Jaden. And played a major part in actually their finishing of the Sunwell. Which I always thought was kind of interesting. Because those kind of items, item drops, make the fucking difference, bro. That's it. It's the end of story, right?
Yep.
Item drops make this fucking big world of goddamn difference. Can't toy around with it too much. And maybe we're now toying around with it a lot. More than necessary. Are we creating a problem that we fixed in the past? Yeah, never got the main hand. Yeah, definitely. Remember it. Because it was kind of a big deal at the time. They never got it. I mean, they killed it world first. They had more chances than anybody on the planet. Never got a set. Which is fucking crackers. That sucks, right? Especially if you're that rogue. Because he got the offhand. Ain't no main... You've got his main hand before that guy. You claimed the main hand before that guy.
I did.
Which is fucking crazy to me, that whole thing. But that's... I mean, there's not much else to say on the healing trinket thing. It was just flat out rude and offensive. It was so offensive. And whoever wrote that's clearly... It was either a really bad example, in which case I think that guy should apologise, because it was fucking really offensive to the casual players, because they are the majority of your player base, and you basically called them all complete fucking idiots. Like, massive idiots, who don't give a shit about the game at all. It's like if you're casual, you don't care in the least, and that is so not true. Those guys really care. They still want a pimped out character. They still want the good stuff. They might not care about dedicating hours and hours and hours to raiding. That doesn't mean they're fucking morons and slackers. And
no.
The slackers are slackers. You know what I mean? Those are the guys who are slackers. Those are the guys who'll rock with that.
That's what I mean, though. It just seems the game is just going right down the pan in terms of how open, like, it's like a massive arc of... I mean, I don't even mean in I don't even mean in Pandaria, maybe a bit in Cataclysm, but like around Lich King time, before Reforging and stuff like that, it was just a massive arc of your abilities, your gear, your gemming, your enchants. It was just such an open horizon of what you wanted to do. But now it just seems like they are putting in their own programmed cookie cutter way of what you need to have. That's the way that I see it.
I think they're shifting the focus in the wrong way. But I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because I don't know how it's going to play out. It could be fine. We're just here to talk about it, right? Most people get that. I know a lot of people rage and send me like, you're wrong, fuck you. But we're here to talk about it. That's the whole point. We've got to discuss it. We've got to talk about our opinions on it and how this could pan out. And a lot of people are saying, let's wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see. That doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about these things. We need to get them in the open, need to discuss them, because this is going to happen and it may not happen. So let's talk about it. Let's figure it out for ourselves. But at the time, as it stands now, I can foresee more problems than this solves. The solution, and the great thing, is really fucking super cool items that have got badass stats on them. They've got gems. They've got the fucking works on them. And getting those items will be awesome. For that person in particular, that's like getting a legendary almost. And it's probably going to be more satisfying than any of the legendary shit we got in all of Mr. Pandaria. It's going to be something special to get that super cool item. That's awesome. Cool. The problems it faces is, one, these secondary stats are set in stone. If you do not get sort of an idyllic version, because there's only 3 versions of secondary stats really, not including the amplifiers and all that. If you are stuck an entire tier without that idyllic and you can't reforge it, then you're stuck. And your class is weaker through that whole tier compared to the guy who thrives on mastery crit and got his mastery crit item or whatever it might be. And so on and so forth. So I just feel some weakness coming in from there.
There's just, I mean, even like when I stopped playing it for a while, at the start of Cataclysm, when I stopped playing it and I joined again at the end of Cataclysm, and through, I'd say up to 50% of Pandaria, just that, the thing that pulled me back into it was just looking at it, like how much it's grown, how much more depth's in it, like just looking at on paper the things that I'm going to be fighting, the cinematics and things like that. But the next expansion, I'm not even close to a pulse on a heartbeat monitor of thinking, wow, that is something that I'm going to come back
I am on the
for.
other end. I've got to say I'm very excited for Walls of Adrenal. I mean, I know we bring up the things that might be problems. That's kind of what I do. But at the same time, I've got to say there's a lot of stuff in Walls of Adrenal I am really excited to check out, because I want to know if this stuff is awesome. But I will agree on one thing. I haven't seen an announcement that's made me go, that's fucking cool. And I know some people have had that. Like the Garrisons, people are like, that is fucking cool. I am sold. I want to be in for the Garrisons. I haven't really had that yet. But there's a lot of little things there that are making me go, you might have pulled one out of the bag here. You might have pulled one out of the bag, especially with the huge focus on the old school stuff. The old school Warcraft 3 stuff. A lot of people on my Skype have had Drock on, have had fucking Core on. I've had all these guys on who haven't played who are like, this kind of might be my jam. I kind of want to go back and see fucking Warlords of Draenor.
This is my jam.
That's what they send me. It's like, WoD looks like my jam. What can I do? I think that's the kind of messages I'm getting. WoD looks like my jam. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's how those Team Romania speak, baby. Team Romania says that stuff, and they Skype me it. And so that I'm okay. I'm all right. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to try it. I'm looking good. And there's something I've got to smash some faces right now, though.
What?
I am sick to fucking death of people who are supposed to be in some sort of position of people listen to them en masse, really bad-mouthing how easy World of Warcraft is. I am getting fucking tired of it. Absolutely tired of it. It's driving me crazy.
What are you talking about?
I was writing, because my throat was dead, and I listened to the Co-Optional podcast, which is a Total Biscuits podcast. I don't usually listen to it at all, because it's about 3 hours long. It's too long for me for a podcast. And I'm like, I don't really want to listen to this. But I was writing and I wasn't recording, and I wasn't playing a game. But I put this thing on, and they had a guy in there called Smooth McGroove. Now, you know who Smooth McGroove is.
I do.
Yeah, you're a fan of Smooth McGroove, as am I.
Wait a minute, am I not about to be a fan of Smooth McGroove?
Yeah. No, it's nothing to do with what he does.
Did he do an acapella?
He did not do an acapella.
Oh, what a shithouse. Why not?
I like TB too. But they talk about what games they played that week, similar to how we do. And he said, I played WoW again. But it wasn't for me because it was so easy. And he goes on about, I leveled to 90, and then I got on someone, I think he said before he was even 90, he got taken on a mount to the Timeless Isle, which I don't think you've ever been to. And there, I got a load of free items, and I just had to tag the boss and get it killed. And then when I hit 90, I opened some chests and got some loot out of it, and instantly I was full epics. And then I was like, what the point, what am I even playing for? And at no point, and everyone was like in total agreement, and so was the chat. It was like, oh yeah, it's fucking easy. And I was like, no! That is like the simplest shit in the world to get you started on the game.
No. The thing is, and I can sympathise with both sides, is we've talked about it before on the one side, whereas epics aren't epic anymore.
True, and so everyone knows that, right?
Yeah, but if you're not playing WoW, and you come back to WoW, you've not been playing it for some time, you come back to WoW and you're just dripping in epics already, it's like, well, I'm done.
This guy played not that long ago.
Oh, right, okay.
Well before, but when did the epics aren't epic anymore happen? Wrath? Gotta be Wrath, right? Yeah. Wrath was the time when epics were like water. I think, yeah, because Wrath had epics dropping in fucking...
TBC, the end of it, Sunwell time, where you started to get in the vendors that you could quite easily get your epics
I was like, do you know what you get to do with that gear? Go to LFR. Grats. That is nothing what this game is about at all. And that is something that I've been drilling into people for so long.
But in fairness, though, I mean, on the other side, if they didn't have someone who said, well, that's not really the end of the game, is it? Because we obviously
I did a video on this, right? I did the Rogue.
Yeah.
It's the illusion. I'd say that is the massive fault I'd love to see fixed in WoD Gearing, is the illusion that you've done well. Because that is a massive problem when people come back to the game now, is they have this illusion. And it's not their fault, really, but I am so sick of it. And I'm almost pissed at Blizz for not fixing this, is this illusion that you are doing well. I am wearing shitty epics that are fucking awful gear, but it's purple, so I'm doing well. And I can access LFR very quickly without doing anything. I've finished the game. And so many fucking people are falling into that trap every time. They install the game for a couple of weeks, they go LFR. I've killed Garrosh Hellscream in the most retardedly simple form possible. If you could see some of the Garrosh Hellscream LFR fights I filmed for the videos next week, mother of fucking Christ, should that not be possible. But it is! But it is! I have seen some of the craziest motherfuckers on this planet kill Garrosh Hellscream in LFR, and I'm just thinking, this is what it's fucking for though, right? Why am I getting mad? People are like, oh, what do you expect? It's LFR. Yeah, what do you expect? Why are you raging at people for not knowing the perfect mechanics of LFR, you fucking dumbass? Because this is why they're here. Let them have fun, because that's why it's there. Why are you in LFR, you fucking dipshit? Why are you in LFR giving a shit about people in LFR? What the fuck is your problem? Because these guys are here for this reason.
Yeah.
It's designed for them, right? That's it. And I fucking... it's so maddening. But then you get the voice out to 100,000 people, or however many people, saying things like, yeah, you know, I've got this gear, it's kind of boring and going out. And it's like, could you have not spoke to somebody and just said, you're doing what is now called, I think it was, I know it's even called tourist mode.
Good.
It's what it is, it's tourist mode.
That's what it needs to be highlighted as. So
you haven't killed Garrosh Hellscream, son. You might have killed a big pixel that looks like him. You might have even had the same name spells. We didn't kill you. Should have done. I mean, I've seen people mind controlled. How long... Question for all you fucking heroes, right? How long is the mind control cast in LFR Garrosh? How long is it? It's ridiculous. I want to say it's like 15 seconds.
You are fucking...
I'm not.
One interrupt in 15 seconds, is that what it needs?
Is it about 15 seconds? Or is it 10-ish? Let's look at it. 30 minutes. 2 minutes. 4 hours. 3 to 5 10 seconds? I think it's 10 seconds. My God, if I haven't seen people just stand there casting that shit. Just like over and over again. And I was on my Shadow Priest, which meant I only had like... I had Fear, which I feared like 2 of them, and I had my Silence, so I silenced another guy. And then I was out of CC that I could use. And this guy's like... And he's not saying anything. He could say things in chat like, fucking interrupt me for Christ's sake. Nope, just stood there. And what the mind control cast is mind controlling another guy. So you get mind controlled, then you start casting mind control on other people. So if you don't interrupt it, more people get mind controlled.
Oh,
and I was watching this shit and it's just like, whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm like, how can you not do this? And I was like, it's LFR. And then the rage goes away. It's like, it's LFR. It's fine. We still killed it with like 10 people getting chain mind control. I was like, that's why it's happening. It's fine. I'm like solo DPSing the weapons and whatnot. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
DPSing the weapons?
Yeah, these weapons that get thrown on the ground and all that kind of shit. But it's like, I don't rage. The only time I've raged, I'll tell you a story. I raged one time in this LFR, and I even had to type in raid chat. I have no idea what the hell is wrong with you people, because I had literally lost my mind. 5 different people ninja pulled the same boss. It was Megara, an LFR Megara. Easy boss. It's 2 snakeheads that have to be just faced away from the raid. It's tricky business. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty tricky. And if you don't face them away, they breathe on the whole raid and you die, even in LFR, right? It's supposed to be like, this boss is teaching you to move your feet. And we stood there and there was like 5 people who were lost or fucking some other crazy shit. And so I'm just sat there and I'm watching Netflix like I do when I'm recording these videos, because I've got to sit in an LFR queue for 40 minutes, then getting through LFR. So I've got all this time, so I'm just watching Netflix, some terrible horror film like I do. And then suddenly, I'm burning to death. And half the raid's not there. And I'm like burning to death on the you know, like in a lot like Robocop, the guy at the end who falls in the acid. You must know that guy. He's famous and then gets run over by the car.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Toxic waste, mate.
Toxic waste. Yeah, it's a lot like that. It's a lot like toxic waste. So suddenly I'm just sat there and I'm like, and I was like, well, that happens in LFR. So we all get mass resed. Cool. Sat there again, and after raid's running back in again, and then I just see this rogue. And then in raid chat he goes, "What are we waiting for?" And I'm like, oh god. I'd give anything to be on my priest right now to life grip this guy, because he's going to run into the boss. I know he's going to run into the boss. I know what's going to happen. I was just like, don't do it, don't do it. And he just goes. And he runs into the boss.
Best impression ever.
It's a troll rogue, as you can tell, because the daggers are up.
Yeah.
The troll rogues run like that, don't they? And he runs into the boss, and suddenly I'm burning to death again, and then we fall on the floor, and I'm like, oh, this is shit. 5 times this happened. Next time it was some fucking priest. Next time it was somebody else. And I'll tell you, I was on my rogue. And when we actually got to pull it and everybody was there and we'd replaced the tank, so I must have been at this boss 35 minutes waiting for everybody to come back, and all our mass res timers were on, so we had to run all the way back in. And people are like, why don't we just leave? You know, half the raid leaves, and it's like, well, I've got to queue up again. I need to get this footage. So I'm like, I might as well just sit it out and hope it works out for the best. And it finally comes. We even get a countdown. I swear to God, this is where I lost my fucking mind. Got the countdown, I was like 10, 9, 8, 7, and I'm like, cool, so I'm in stealth, I've got my fucking shimmy ready to go, I've got my fucking mutilate ready to go, baby, I'm about to pull this guy up. Boom! Stab in the face, the other tank, totally AFK, the other boss snake, I was still closest to it, just went, bang, you fucking rogue piece of shit, dead. 2 seconds into the fight, I'm on the floor, dead. Res, please. 5 druids, 3 warlocks, DKs, nobody res me. I was like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with all you people, but I am done. I am done with this shit. I'm fucking out of here, baby. And to leave, and that was my breaking point, because I just couldn't believe it. I was like, all right, I'm ready. I've got the footage. And I'm talking on the mic. I'm like recording, you know. So I've actually done the intro to this boss like 5 times, right? Where I'm like, oh, ballers, we're gonna do the road today. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Burning to death. Oh, great. Okay, start again. Restart. Holy ballers! We're doing the fucking roll. Right, we've got a countdown. I'm like, oh, we've got a countdown on the commentary. I'm like, we've got a countdown. We're going to go in. I'm going to open with this. It's going to be awesome. You guys are going to really enjoy it. It's going to be fucking cool. Dead on the floor. Res me. No.
Fuck that game.
And that was my... But that's LFR. Again, that's LFR, and that's something you
get rid of LFR.
If you're not going to do normal
just
raiding,
fuck it off.
Expect that to fucking happen. Everyone boycott LFR. That's why it's there. That's why it's there.
Why?
Right? To show people who can't see it. It is tourist mode. It shouldn't drop epics. Simple as that.
It shouldn't drop epics.
They should be blue.
But on the same focus, it shouldn't be passable by most of the people going away. You should at least have to all contribute, even if the fight takes longer. The boss does fuck all damage, but maybe you've got like the main mechanic beam, you've got a time limit to kill this boss, like a fucking enrage mode. But that's what I mean though. But while on the same token, this boss is just basically gonna throw colourful language at you in a feather duster in the meantime, but you've got to kill this boss. Oh, you want to turn it this way before it breathes on you? You've got to do that. That's all it should be. It should not be a case of, well, you know, there's only 4 of us already AFK, so I'm going to go AFK as well because you don't need me. It's just like...
Well, there's a boss I would like to show you on LFR one day. And I'd like to show you Durumuru. Durumuru
is an Aru.
Is a sight to behold.
Is he an Aru?
He is a big floating eyeball, in fact. Durumuru, LFR, is nothing but entertainment. Because how long has that fight been out now? How long? 6 months? 7 months? That fight been in existence? Every time I do it, I get a little smile.
Because they can't do it.
There's a mechanic in that fight that you need to avoid. Motherfucker. And you've never seen so many people die so quickly. And it's just glorious. And then you finish the fight with about 5 people. But when it happens, it's like a V for Vendetta. It's like, and then the spell is building. The whole raid just fucking dies. And it's just like, yes! Crescendo!
Nice.
It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. Yeah, they made the maze video. It's so fucking cool. I love it, man. That death.
How is it avoidable then?
It's really hard.
Here we go. Here we go.
First, he has to charge his my laser, so it goes like the laser's coming, guys, and then either on the left of the laser, or, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky.
You've got the optional right.
You've got the option of the right. So as much as I would love it to be sort of left and left alone, you do have the chance of it being right. So it's 50-50, but on one side of it, there's a lovely purple glow on the floor that means safety.
Safe.
Safe zone. This bit here is fine. And everyone goes, well...
I'm going to take my chances.
Take my chances and hide behind him. And that's going to be fine. That's going to be all it takes. And that's going to be glorious. That's going to be the shimmy. That's going to be the magnificent moment that I need.
That's why I don't like LFR.
Why? Well,
it shouldn't, even if it's tourist mode, just fuck it off. Just fuck it off. Just get rid of LFR.
Why do you not want people to see the content?
Because I don't want them to see the content. Because why are you seeing? Because people are not just seeing the content. I mean, fair enough. People are putting their alts in it to gear their alts up, but there are people who do try. To which I say, enjoy LFR or try and enjoy LFR while you gear up your alts. But to the majority of them, I say, this isn't for you because you're sat there on your fat ass doing nothing while we all do the work for you. It gives them that chance to do nothing to get all their shit.
I think this is the problem, is people see LFR as a raid.
Well, that's it. I mean, even if
it isn't.
Well, no, but you're still getting free shit for doing
that's
nothing.
The problem. You shouldn't be getting loot for it. And it should be at least a tier behind.
Well, it's
at least a tier behind.
Also, then, like, take LFR out. Oh, I didn't get a chance to raid because my raid guild... Boo fucking who? Right?
Cry me
Boo hoo! Yeah, you don't have a raid guild, but look at it. I mean, it's so rose tinted, and I know that. Now look at vanilla. Yeah, let's go nostalgia. Vanilla, right? Okay, so you've got a raid guild. Okay, we're just starting up, so we're starting Zul'Gurub. Okay, then you've got a bit of XP. Then let's bulk you up. Then okay, then so I applied to in the guild. I'm in a Molten Core fucking raid now. Quality. Let's go through Molten Core. Oh, I'm in a Blackwing Lair raid now. All of these things were patched in and were still all relevant content depending on what skill your raid was. Okay?
Well, Molten Core was relevant to some people on the last day of the expansion is what we're saying.
Exactly. Just be like, okay, what's the next flavour of the month? What's the next flavour of the month? Everything was viable, and the fact that there were still items that people wanted in the earlier raids, but it was still all skill-based. It was like minimal skill, maximum skill. Like, vanilla version of Nax was like the pinnacle of the ultimate guild in vanilla.
It's good times.
Exactly, and it was very good times, but like there's just no better accomplishment than actually joining that game when those raids are actually open and then building up and building up and building up. LFR does fuck all. Oh, great, I got to see the bosses. Great, do you want to do that every week and go AFK to get free gear? Go right ahead. That's what it is. It's bullshit. Okay, tourist mode, let them go through it once. That's it. Fuck them.
And that is it. If you DC, you're out.
Exactly. You've seen these. Alright, if they DC or something. Then
no, it's a shit connection. He doesn't deserve it a raid.
Well, no, listen, like he does like a raid lockout thing. If you DC, okay, then fair enough, you're up to this boss, and if you rejoin, then you will, you'll be here. That's it. Tourist mode, see the fucking bosses, don't come back without a fucking raid. That is it.
That should be the mail that you get.
Do not come back without a raid.
LFR, you get that mail that says, thank you for joining our tourist mode. Do not come back without a raid.
Exactly.
Motherfucker.
You've now seen this content, yeah? Now fuck off. It's absolute bullshit. Do you know what?
It's not ruining the game.
It is ruining the game. It's
if
bullshit.
It was one tier behind it, it'd be fine. If because there's no reason.
See, even that, I agree with that.
Yeah, there is no reason that anybody who barely plays the game needs to see Garrosh Hellscream a few weeks after he exists. Nobody needs that. And don't argue that you need to see that. If you do no raiding, you don't do anything. You're not interested in PvE in any way. Because there are certainly raid guilds that raid twice a week, once a week, weekend, during the day. They exist. They exist. Don't argue with it. They exist. Nobody. It's not like, oh, I'm going to raid. Well, that's 7 days a week. No, that's not how it works. So it doesn't need to be up to date. It would be more than fine. It's like, oh, Siege of Orgrimmar is out. Okay, now here's the Throne of Thunder LFR. Go and see what everybody else has been doing for the last 6 months, because you obviously weren't interested in it in any way, or you had no way of accessing it. All right, but that's no reason that we should be giving it to everybody because of the small cases where you can't for whatever reason. And if you physically can't raid, that's not the rest of the gamer's fault in a way. And being one tier behind, I think, would be fine. I think that'd be okay.
But that's it. Do you know what?
And even then, it could drop.
I'd love to do that. I mean, I reckon just no one's got the balls to say it. I'd love to say that. I'd love to be that person in charge that says, right, okay, LFR now is not going to be the latest tough shit. Also, it's also going to just drop blues.
Why not? It's tourist mode.
There you go. Exactly.
That makes perfect sense. A raid is easier than ever now.
You want to go to LFR? You want to go to LFR? Your sole purpose in LFR is to get a taste of what the game's content is. There you are. You are fucking done. Also, if you want gear, LFR's not the place for it.
No,
you're going to get
Flexi Raid is. And you can't argue. And what's wonderful now is no argument exists besides unless you're trying to be the 26th member of a 25-man normal mode guild or a heroic guild. No argument exists now why you can't get in a raid at your convenience. Because it's entirely flexible. So you could be a casual member of your raid guild who's doing normal modes. Sure, they might raid 3 or 4 times a week, but on a Thursday, when you're free or whatever, can I come in? Because taking 14, 15, 16, 17 doesn't matter. It doesn't matter unless you're an absolute fucking blowjob of a player, in which case you're not supposed to be raiding anyway, because you clearly don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And you're like someone who wants something for free. If you're a capable player, a raid can carry one fucking person or a couple of people, especially on their normal mode guilds. You know, if they only raid on a Wednesday, let's say, it's like Starks had this problem, right? Where Vanish was talking to me and it was like, you know, we're missing some people every now and again. We've either got like 23, 22 people every now and again, and we're doing really, I think they're 8 out of 14 now, which is like really cool, and they're 25-man raiding. It's taken off with it. Vanish has ran with that motherfucker and done well with it. But he was having this problem. He was like, we need a couple of recruits here and there. People tend to turn up on loot days. Who doesn't do that, right? So what you could do now, or at least in Warlords of Draenor, is if you're the guy who turns up on fucking loot day, that's not actually that big of a fucking deal, because more than likely you're not going to get any loot, you know what I mean? But you'll see the content and maybe have a chance at some loot. And then when you don't turn up the next night, ain't no big fucking deal, because the guys who want to raid are going to show up anyway. Yeah. And actually this gives opportunity for people to ride the coattails of their guild without being a burden. Without being a fucking guilty, selfish burden.
I agree. And I totally, because I'm not like up to date with the changes and what's coming out with the next patch and expansion, but as soon as Flexi Raid, is Flexi Raid in now?
Flexi's in now, but it's less quality loot than normal mode. Okay? So there's like, at the moment it goes LFR level loot, which is dog shit, but it's purple so people don't see that. LFR, then Flexi, then normal, then heroic.
Then get rid of LFR now.
Well, it's not. LFR serves a purpose, and I am full support of why LFR is in the game. Though let's not mistake something. There are awful video games. Your PC, yeah. So we broke a PC, but we're okay. We're still here. That's why we have backups.
Turn the volume up. The saying.
I can't actually. Oh, maybe I can. One sec.
How does this work? I like it. You know, it reminds me of that thing out of Aliens.
that any better? Can you hear us? Nice and clear. Can you up? Yeah. Stop moving it. It wriggles and makes a noise. Turn it around. No, it is at the front. Is that better? Microphone too far away. Yay! Check your inbox. Yeah, I will do later, Bim. No worries, man. I'm doing a show right now. But well. Cool. Alright, awesome. Well, anyway, let's move on to good stuff because I've ranted for like an hour about all sorts of shit. But we played tons of stuff. Obviously, those of you who've been checking out Gamer Dads, thank you to that because I knew that everybody wanted to see silly and light stuff, especially from me. They were like, no, this preacher's very serious, very, very serious. But for the guys who like it, fucking love it, and especially the Kinect stuff we did. And we what to say? Were you surprisingly happy with the Kinect?
Yes.
And it's completely down to the game.
As a testament to how unfit I am, we did that on, I think it was Thursday. By Saturday, I couldn't put my coat on. That's how unfit
Were you sore?
Mate, was I sore? Oh, the effort that it took to put my coat on.
It was a hardcore session. I've got to tell you.
It was so good though. I'd definitely do it again just for the pain.
Oh yeah, we are. We're doing it on Thursday. We took a week off, but wait, we took a week off. So we filmed. Let's spoilers. We obviously did Kung Fu Kinect, which easily was one of my games of the fucking year. I had an absolute blast doing that. Yeah. And episode 4 is not out yet, I don't think. But episode 4 is when you learnt the super special move.
Oh, I know what you mean as well.
Yeah, you learnt Earthshaker.
I learnt the fucking Iron Man landing.
The Iron Man landing, which was super fucking awesome. It was so cool.
A lot of swag.
So that was the biggest game we played. What was your biggest disappointment? We also played Harry Potter Kinect.
The rape scene.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys have ever played Harry Potter Kinect. It has a legit rape scene in it.
Basically,
it's creepy as fuck.
All the things it's done, like you can do it from the story mode where you're as a child in Hogwarts, you're in really shitty stuff. Like you start off mixing a potion, then you're replanting these plants that are alive and shit like that. And then one of them, then it starts getting to multi-stages. Like, okay, first stage of this, you're going to levitate this. Second stage of this, you're going to zap those with your wand. Third stage of this, Voldemort's trying to get you, and you have to hold his face off you with your hands. Now, what can only be described as a legit rape scene, you have to hold Voldemort's face away from you as he's trying to give you that D.
As soon as we saw it, we were like, this is really weird.
Wow, this just took a turn for the worse.
I was like, I don't remember this in the movie. And you like, get off me.
Yeah.
Get the fuck away from it. It was so weird. And then we played Power Rangers Kinect, which is just obscenely bad, isn't it? That game is crazy bad. Let me go lower. There we go. Yeah, they don't even include the special moves in the game. You have to do all the special moves in Power Rangers Kinect. Like, you have to do the swooshes and stuff to power up. And then you get your Zord. And it actually cuts to an episode of the show doing the special move. And then it goes back to the game. And then it's like, it's all done and done. And it's so fucking weird. It's so bad. But Kung Fu Kinect and Star Wars Kinect we had mixed ideas on.
Yeah, Star Wars, basically, on multiplayer, you need a basketball court's worth of room.
Yeah, I mean, my front room is pretty large.
Pretty big,
and we had the Kinect right in the corner, and it still was not working properly, was it?
No.
We had to keep going off camera.
There was parts where it wasn't picking up what we were needing to do when we were doing it. So we basically one of us had to back out so I could do it legit, and we needed to actually have one person step away just to get through this scene and then get them back into it.
Yeah, I can't remember what episode it is, but there's certainly a point where I have to leave completely because there is no way we could complete the mission with both of us on the screen at the same time.
Yeah.
But then you said once you played it single player, totally different game and works really well, which was gutting really because we were hoping for Star Wars Kinect because we knew it was going to be bad. We'd seen the JonTron video on it, which was fantastically funny. We watched the JonTron video on it, and then we played it, and it could have been okay, but single player it looks like it's an absolute fucking blast. And that was awesome. That was really cool. But the game, easily the best fun game we've played so far, and probably coming out sometime next week.
Oh, that one that we played the other night. I lost my shit doing that.
I didn't know if you were going to play it, and it was Lego Marvel.
Yeah.
Lego Marvel. And I'd played a Lego game in the past that was kind of shitty, but I thought, well, it's Marvel, we can probably do something funny with this. And I installed it, and we were both so surprised at how awesome that game was. And is. We haven't finished it yet. We're definitely going to play it again.
I played one Lego game. I think it was, I want to either say Star Wars or Pirates of the Caribbean. I just sat there looking at it thinking, you are shit. But this Lego, the only reason I didn't buy it because I'm a big sucker for Marvel is because it's Lego. But you got it. We have multiplayer on the PC. You can have up to 5 on the PC. 5 players on one PC. And I fucking loved it. And the free roam as well. Like when we get to
we didn't
city,
know. This is the good thing about what we do on Gaming Dads is unless it's a game we've played before, which is like Golden Axe, Streets of Rage 2, which we finished, which is our first game we finished, and all sorts of old school games. We played them before and we replayed them through for fun. But a lot of the games that I pick up for that, like, are games we've never played and we don't research. And then suddenly Lego Marvel turned into complete New York.
Yeah. Just one sec. Jax, if you want to fucking go and watch a talk show, go watch your TV then, you fucking
Apparently,
sack
Mr.
of
Jax Derry
shit.
cannot find a stream with gameplay
I know, right?
only.
Oh my god, it says Warcraft, but it's not Warcraft anymore. Fuck off. No one likes you, Jax. No one likes you. Like, the history of people like you. Your parents look at you and detest, and now you're gone.
So,
as you were.
Yeah, I mean, you were Iron Man. And you flew up above the clouds. It was as big as GTA 5.
Like, literally, like, there was... The sky limit was above the cloud. You can basically, as Iron Man, when you're in the city, you can go right up to the fucking sky and land back on the helicarrier that you've just jumped off.
It was fucking incredible. And I imagine, actually, our commentary is really bad on that because we were enjoying ourselves so much.
Definitely.
Which is... It's kind of ironic, really. If we're not enjoying... Well, not if, like, we're not enjoying ourselves, but if we can't really ignore it, there's a definite line where it's like, this game is really good, and I kind of just want to play it.
But
and
all the little subtle tips of the cap to all the
Deadpool
Marvel
is
films.
amazing.
Yeah,
in that
Deadpool just randomly shows up everywhere, and Stan Lee as well.
Stan Lee's in every scene pretty much, and that is fucking awesome. It's so good. So if you're on the fence about it and you want a good Marvel game, you've got to try that. But we've had the Steam sale as well, where I bought Skyrim.
Yes, you did.
I cracked and I bought Skyrim, and I've only played it to the first town. Looks gorgeous, so I'm not going to play the hell out of it.
I'm just going to say, it looks good, and don't get me wrong, it is good on the base, on the whole, if you will. But when you start modding that game, it's like a different game. But because there are thousands of mods, and it's easy to put in mods and take them off, basically in the Steam store. Oh, I like the look of that. There it is. Don't have to install it. Don't have to activate it unless it's a really specific mod, like really shitty that I don't even care about. And then it's in game. Oh, I don't really want to use that mod anymore. Gone. That's
I'm
how
not
good
modded
it
it
is.
yet. I bought for £10. How can you not pick it up?
Yeah, immersion. Anyone who's actually here after this, when I start, please remind me to get Max Payne because that's on offer and I missed it last Christmas.
Yeah, I bought Max Payne. I bought Call of Juarez. Call of Juarez. Gonna give that a blast and just see if we can do something funny with it. I've got a Burial at Sea video coming, which a lot of people have been asking me because after the last web show I kind of talked about Burial at Sea, so I've put together a little funny video for it. Which I'm hoping people are going to like, because it's just a goofy video. It's not really a review. It's just the things I really thought were weird in that game that made no fucking sense. I've done a little video about that. So I'm hoping to make some little videos out of all these kind of things, really. Yeah, just little fun things, just to pass the time. Because I'm so buried in top 5s right now. Christmas is coming. So I've got a very special video lined up for Christmas Day, which I think people are really going to blow away. We've obviously got the Christmas birthday web show, my birthday and Christmas web show, which is going to be on the 21st. We've just agreed to play a specific game on that towards the end of it. It's going to be a bit of a drinking game web show. What's the game we're going to play for you?
Mario Kart.
Yeah, we're going to drop some Mario Kart Wii because I know you guys absolutely fucking love that. So you don't need to keep asking us for Mario Kart Wii. We're gonna do some fucking Mario Kart Wii while drunk, which should be fantastic.
It will be. I called dibs on the wheel.
Yeah, you already called dibs on the wheel, so we're gonna do that. Batman. We both own Batman Arkham Origins. Neither of us can be asked playing it.
I can. The only reason I'm not is because of PayDay. If I'm not playing PayDay, I guarantee I'm going to go back to Batman. I love the game. The only thing that annoys me about it at the minute is you're in a building and it takes you 20 minutes to get to where you need to go in the building and you need to get out and it's just like, well, it was a fucking maze to get in. How the
no shortcut out.
Shit do I get out of here? Yeah, it was just a bit of a pain.
Yeah, for me, Arkham Origins was just like... It was okay. It's so much like Arkham City, and I loved Arkham City. I had a great time doing it. I streamed all of Arkham City, and it was just, yeah, you know, it was okay. And I've got it sat on my machine, and I'm like, But you got to play with one of the devs of PayDay 2?
He's not a dev. He's called Vice, but he's very he was. I can't explain what he fucking said it was, but basically, he knows everything of the content that's coming out. I don't know his official position.
But he works for the guys.
or with them or something like that. I don't know how. He gave away a shit ton of Payday 2 codes on the stream and a shitload of DLC codes. He sent me a load of codes to actually give out on the stream as well.
Did you tweet him to thank him?
I did tweet him to thank him. Yeah, I'm going to keep him sweet because whereas I'm like gargling the balls of Payday, I want all the inside info, mate. You know what I mean?
So it was cool that he came and fucking saw it.
Yeah, definitely.
That was cool. So he does work at them or something.
I don't know, mate. I don't even think. I think he's in your sort of position with WoW, but with Payday.
Oh, he's like a broadcaster kind of guy. Cool, man. Yes. That's cool to get
really
something to mingling. Because I managed to drop in on Loz the other day, which was cool. They were talking about my channel. The guys at Fat Boss, good guys, recommending us to their
audience as well. Fucking
so yeah, it was actually Dora who told me that the Fat Boss guys were, recommending us, and I think it was Loz. So I went over there and said hello to him and stuff, and he was leveling. I think he was doing multi-boxing, which is like fucking crackers. But I want to set something up there with the Fat Boss guys. I need to speak to them, but I haven't done it yet. So if you know them, let them know. Let them know, which is fucking awesome. He's a pro gamer who gets sponsored by them.
No. I said he's a nice guy. Wouldn't say he's a pro gamer.
Did you school him? Did you school him hardcore?
Yeah.
Do you think you could get sponsored Payday? As long as you...
I should... You know what?
You only do the one mission, though?
I can hardly... No. I started doing one mission, but then I started doing another one mission. They're saying there's basically just one thing on that game now that I don't touch purely because it's really, really hard, and I don't want to get that far into it and then fail it and not get the shit out of it, because that's the only thing that annoys me. So that's why I don't do it. You've got to do it in stealth to do it efficiently, and I'm not into stealth at the minute. I'm in C4, mate. Big, chunky mounds of C4.
That sounds awesome. Transmog Competition. Yes! It is back for the 21st. We're getting the website sorted on Monday. Emma's dealing with the guys who overlook the website. I am looking for a guy who wants... If you're learning web development or something like that and you want to get paid some money, not a lot, but I can pay you for whatever the website earns. It does earn some money to update and sort the website out. It's kind of dead at the minute, but again, I'm looking for guys who actually... we'll stick with it. Like, stick with it and do some stuff. So update it, play around with it, have some ideas. Send me some ideas. Don't just say, I'll do it. So if you want to do something with the website and you're learning it, send me a message and we'll see what we can do. I can pay you. I can pay you something. The Transmog Competition is coming back next on the 21st, and you'll need to submit them on a website. Vanish and August, who I believe are in the chat, are actually going to be doing it. They're going to go through your transmogs and give us a selection of ones to comment on.
Nice.
It's actually on our website. It's on preachgaming.com in the transmog section. We'll put the thread up. There's still a transmog forums there, isn't it?
Yes, there is.
There's a transmog forum, so we'll put it in there. Mr. August, gotta go through it. I believe we're going to have a selection of good ones and bad ones. But we certainly want to do one for the new year, don't we?
Underlings, mate.
Do you know what? I've just remembered that we haven't organised yet and we need to step on it.
What?
It's the awards show.
Yeah, but we're not both playing it, though. You'll have to do the awards and I'll have to pretend to be enthusiastic about it.
Well, you could do the voice.
I will.
Best way. Oh, in fact, we do it before the next expansion. We don't do it at the end of year.
Okay.
We don't do it at the end of year, do we? We do it before the next expansion.
We did it. No.
When did we do it last time? Just before.
It was basically.
No,
it was the best of Cataclysm, basically. Before Pandaria came
it's just
out.
before.
So we don't have to do that at Christmas.
So I like that because we got dressed in suits.
We did. Well, I got half dressed in suits, and underneath it I had on my sweats.
Yeah, we were into suit tops and all that kind of stuff, which is fucking awesome. So yeah, we'll be doing that. So I should have some prizes and stuff. I've still got some left from the last ones, which will have all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Did you guys do Super Smash Brothers? We've played it personally.
We played it personally because I wanted to unlock Solid Snake. But
yeah,
we've got through about 90% of that game, and I've still not got my goddamn Solid Snake.
Yeah, we only played it to get Solid Snake, which was fucking cool as shit. We tried hard to do that. We tried to get Solid Snake, but we'll do it again. There is no theme. There is no theme for the Transmog.
Do the rules apply, or is it just the coolest
standard rules? But August and Vanish will weed you guys out anyway. So remember, no full sets. So Transmog rules, if you've ever forgotten them: no blue DKs, no blue judgment sets, no full tier sets, because it's just that's the game designers. I know they're cool. We don't disagree that they're good-looking sets. But they're designed by someone else.
But you're taking someone else's praise.
Yeah, it's not your effort that's gone into that. It's not your effort that's gone into that. So go ahead and submit that. I'll do a video on YouTube as well to remind people who've missed the web show to submit their transmogs. And that's it. And then submit your cool transmog. It must be the character select screen. That's the other one, isn't it?
Yes.
It must be the character select screen.
You can, as optional,
use it in game if you've got an interactive piece.
Yeah.
But that cannot be a standalone picture. That could be, you could have like a massive set of ginormous penis-shaped wings that appear on your character's legendary cape when you log in game, but you won't be able to see it on the login screen. So you can use it as a backup piece, but not its actual standalone picture.
No, Bulwark Vassal is fine if people can get it to mix. People can get it to mix. That would be awesome. That would be cool. Mogget screen? No, we don't include Mogget screens. It's got to be something you can do. You've got to be something you can, you know, do yourself. That's pretty cool. Well, after I did my Deadpool. Oh, you did do a Deadpool immersion. That was fucking awesome.
No, it wasn't. He took a picture of Deadpool and put it on the fucking character select.
Oh, is that it? Is that one? I thought someone did a really good one, though. Oh, was that Thor? Someone did a really good Thor.
Someone did a really good Thor, really good Raiden, really good Ezio, mate. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, the Ezio one won it.
It was good. I think he did.
Yeah, I think the Ezio one won. But we're not going to go through everything. No.
Smeagol and Gollum.
Not doing that anymore. It took too long. It took like an hour out of the goddamn show is to go through absolutely everything anyone had ever made.
Yes, it did.
Which was fucking tragic as shit. Which I'm not going to do. So you've been playing anything else?
No.
It just PayDay. Are you that hooked on PayDay?
Yeah.
I'm intrigued as to how. What is it you enjoy about it?
How? I'm
surprised that you stuck with it this long.
I really don't know what it is about that game. It's
because it's not new missions. You're doing the same missions again,
yes, right? I compare it to LOL purely because it is the same thing that you're doing every time, but it's just the way that you choose to do it with your team.
But have you not got a set pattern of doing it?
No. I mean, like, look at that this way. I'm going to just, like, in the really simplistic way of saying that I'm going to do it is you got a team of 4, but also you can obviously choose different four people. One person can be stealth, and the 3 will wait outside by the van. And if they can do it, fair enough. If the alarm trips, then everyone piles in. But you've got other ways of doing it. You can walk in. There's people like the mastermind spec who's basically, he intimidates everyone when he does things. So he goes into the bank and just fucking screams, everyone get down. And everyone will. Whereas everyone else has to go up to him like, get down, blah, 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 blah. But there's just so many fucking ways of doing it. Like a bank vault, you could either use a standard drill, you can use C4, you could use another technician to use like a digital device to unlock the electric doors and stuff like that. Then you've got your weapon combinations, your armor combinations, your transmog of your mask.
Your transmog of your mask, yeah, I'd probably see that.
Mate, it's a fucking stroke of genius, that game. It's so good. But yeah.
So have you actually ignored League of Legends for it?
I'd say yes, but I still do log into League of Legends quite a bit.
No new skins?
Yeah, there is actually. The
Look at you! You actually look hurt.
I am. Do you know why? Because before PayDay, not the game PayDay, my actual wage, my salary. I'm thinking, right, okay, this is what you need to get this month. It's the month before Christmas. Your Christmas presents, blah 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 blah. And I mean, I got butt fucked by the Halloween event in League of Legends because they brought back a load of old skins that they retired. That I see people having game, and I get green with just jealous rage.
Just jealous rage.
So they brought them back in, and now they're doing it again for the Christmas ones, for the other half of those skins that I see that really fucking want, but couldn't. And now they're in game again. One of the guys I play with has 2 of those skins that I really want, and every time he gets that character, he always puts them on just to taunt me. Now I have them. Fuck you, Pones!
Have you bought them all?
No. You can actually get a bundle package, which will cost you about £90.
Holy fuck, do they make a lot of money?
To get just the bundle that they brought back into play, not the whole game skin, just the bundle that they brought back into play.
90 quid. That's worse than Forza.
Fuck Forza.
That's worse than fuck. Did you see they've had to reevaluate their
business model for fucking microtransactions? Do you want this car? What's it going to cost you?
It was 35 quid. I think it was the one people were moaning.
£500
or 400 hours.
Yeah, 400 hours of gameplay or 35 quid.
Wow.
No sir.
I tell you what, I did show you some stuff. I am kind of gutted I didn't pick up the Xbox One. I might have to get one in some point. I mean, next few months or something. Dead Rising 3 looks awesome. Yeah. I'm only hearing good things about it.
What was that guy called?
Who were we watching? Vanis Gaming, I think it was called.
Vanis Gaming.
Just silly, light videos.
And they were funny. And that game just looks like it's funny. But
I think we need 2. So, fucking hell. Yeah. I might have to leave it, I don't know. But that game looks fucking awesome. Yeah, that looks so good. And I want to play that. And I want to play it on PC because you know that shit looks so much better at 1080p 60 FPS.
Yeah, mate.
But that game looks fucking awesome. Dead Rising 3 looks so good. It looks so fucking good. It does, doesn't it? And after playing with the Kinect, I'm kind of interested to see what they can do with the Kinect this time.
as long as you don't have the whole time constraint thing that you had in Dead Rising 2 and stuff like that. I mean, it might be a running thing in Dead Rising, but it fucking really annoyed me. Do you remember me telling you about that?
Yeah, you're going back to the save points.
Not just that, no, in Dead Rising 2, like, you had to do things by a certain time, but that means, and you're in a fucking mall, and every shop is different, and every shop's got different items in that you can combine, but you can't branch off your course to go and get that stuff because your time event will fuck up if you do. As long as it's free roam in, yeah, but if it's free roam in your own time, I'm down for that game because that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I was glad to see some people even saying Rise. If you're going into it expecting the quick time stuff, it's actually really good.
Yeah,
and it's actually fine to play. And apparently, I heard again, it was on the Corruptional podcast actually. I heard this because Jesse Cox was talking about it. Was that you have to scream fire arrows to get. Like the outs, you know, like in Kinect Harry Potter, you had to shout for Hermione Granger to help you.
Yeah.
Well, in Rise, but you have to drag it out. You have to go fire arrows to get all the arrows to come flying. I'm fine with that. That just was like a load of fun. I am fucking totally okay with that. I will get goofy. I will get. That's what video games are for, man. I want to get.
Well, that's it. That's why I want to see if that PS2 game works up there. That SWAT game that I was telling you about. When I used to play that, and it was when I was before I met Suzanne a long time ago when I was at home. You're a SWAT team, but when you bust into a bank, you've got to tell people to freeze and get on the floor and stuff.
Oh, you mean like my iToy?
No, not the iToy. It was a SWAT game with it was like SOCOM where you had the mic and you can control your AI team. But you had to go into a bank. Freeze!
Did you get it?
I gave it you.
Oh, cool.
I gave it you.
Yeah. I mean, we got so many games to play. It's retarded. So many fucking games to play. I'm absolutely loving it. So yeah, we've been fucking playing so much stuff and enjoying it and really enjoying it. We did disappointing games that we played. Path of Neo.
It's not. Do you know what? Neo is not a disappointing game. Yeah,
it's
not a disappointing game. It's just I totally forgot about the training missions before it. Grim.
Really bad.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because we were quite excited to play them.
When you're actually Neo, Black Coat Neo, messing everyone up with the most graceful martial arts. Neo, that game is delicious. Running up the walls, firing the shit out of people's heads, somersaulting off it, kicking someone in the dick while getting a nice level of swagger while you do it.
Yeah,
for the ladies.
And the worst game I think we played in all, and we're not even releasing it, Mario Party 4. How bad is that game? Mario Party 4 is so bad. Fucking bobbins. I absolutely detested Mario Party 4. Really fucking detested it. In fact, we've not done great with any of the games that were supposed to be good. Do you know what I mean? We get these games that are supposed to be good. I order them. I got them like these eBay bundles, and it's just fucking bobbins. Parappa the Rapper. I don't think so. I don't think so. It's something I wanted to ask you about though. Kevin Smith. You know Kevin Smith.
I know Kevin
has said he's seen the new Batsuit and he says it's legit.
Yeah.
But it's Ben Affleck. So can you trust that opinion?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. Because even though Ben Affleck's a close friend of Kevin Smith is a realist and he speaks his mind. Like, he apparently, I'm only going off what I've read and blah blah blah, and apparently it's quite documented that he did. He went up to Ben Affleck before Daredevil and said, "You really can't do this."
Did he tell him that? Is that true?
Yeah, apparently so. He said to Ben Affleck, "Please don't do this," and he did it, and it was shit.
Yes.
But well, the thing is, like he says he's seen Ben in the Batsuit. He says it looks unbelievable. He says it's something that we've never seen before. I'm just so hoping, like, this is the whole film. I don't give a shit if it's Ben Affleck or not. Well, I do. That'll always be there. But if you don't know the Batman Superman thing, he creates a suit of armor that's kind of like Iron Man armor, but Batman to fight Batman.
To fight Superman.
To fight Superman. Sorry, yeah. Like a really tough-looking Batsuit, full of fucking gadgets and armor and tech, and he's aging as well, just to fight Batman. And then like. It's not a fucking spoiler, the story's been around 20 years, but he beats Superman. I keep saying he keeps fighting Batman. He beats Superman and he picks him up by the scruff and gives him this really iconic speech before something else happens, which I won't say because then that is a spoiler. But the suit that he fights him in, we can just only fucking hope that it's the same costume. You know, like the
not
Adam
the new
West,
Robocop.
Like the Adam West, don't even start.
I've never seen anybody so angry about the Robocop.
Well, no, the two things that, like, okay, switching to Robocop, the two things that just fucking give me a pen and paper and let me help someone direct a fucking film, especially if they're going to remake it. Robocop, right? Gunmetal Grey, Robocop. When they first turn him into Robocop in the trailer, I'm thinking, It looks a bit too modern, but it's good. They've kept to its origins. The whole gunmetal grey, the gun in the leg. Actually, it's 3 points now. Speaking about the fucking gun,
You getting rage?
yeah.
All right.
So I'm just
getting
gonna get it out of my
angry?
system and it's gone. Right, okay. So he looks like Robocop and he's like looking at his hands and he thinks, okay, I can deal with that. And then Michael Keaton says, let's make it more tactical. Let's paint it black. No! Leave it fucking gunmetal grey. That's Robocop. It's not Robocop the second. It's Robocop. Second of all, he's got one human hand. Why? Has he got one human hand?
It's his shaker.
Is it?
It's so he can have a piss.
It's a good point. Okay. What if he gets shot in the hand?
Ow.
Well, there's your fucking $1 billion worth of tech up the shit pan. Because you've got a human hand. Why? Thirdly,
Is it his ring finger?
I don't even know. It's just like
It's
when
got to
he
be
picks
his piss
up,
hand.
he's got like a Robocop hand, human hand. It's like, well, that's fucking half-ass, isn't it? We run out of budget.
Clearly a shaker.
Why? But then, like, third.
Go ahead.
Thirdly, the pistol. Stop fapping on my head. Stop fapping on my head, you twat. Thirdly, the pistol. It's not his pistol anymore. Do you know, even by today's standard, how iconic that Robocop pistol is? It was a touch of genius. And now it's like a cardboard fold-out SMG in his pocket.
I've totally just realised we have access to the internet. So,
What are you looking for now?
a
Robocop
cardboard.
gun.
A cardboard. Go on, you keep talking. I'll bring it up for people so we know what we're talking about.
Right, now, that is the tech of his new gun.
It looks kind of like something from Far Cry.
It looks like something from a mix between Blade Runner, a mix between Judge Dredd, and a mix between what I'd find at the pound store if I was buying my daughter a...
Oh.
See, now look at that! Yeah? That is Robocop's pistol. It's still got... Look at it. Look at the handle
Oh,
and the
it's the
actual
same
trigger.
one.
It looks
Hang
like
on.
an old school Beretta.
Oh, I've put it in the same screen region.
You
Lol.
knob cheese.
Alright, that's his old one.
That's his new one.
Yeah, that's the new one.
Looks bullshit.
That's his old one.
That is a Robocop pistol, and the massive muzzle flare that goes off when he fires it, genius.
Yeah, that's
Do
pretty
you see what I
tragic.
mean?
Yeah, I do. That's pretty bad.
It ain't broke, so don't fix it.
That looks
The suit-
plastic, doesn't it?
So does his new suit. He looks like a retarded Batman who couldn't afford a left-handed glove.
It couldn't afford it. Well, they've gone with the black and red. He looks a bit like Kit from Knight Rider, right?
Yes, exactly that.
He
He's
does
a walking kit from Knight Rider.
Oh my god. This is really tragic. I actually quite like the suit.
Do you?
I do quite like the sleeker design, but it should be gunmetal grey. He shouldn't have a red visor. Does he think he still has the thingy? His USB port?
It's probably well, they do.
His USB port that's legitimately just a spike of death.
He's probably got like a fucking laser beam or something like that, or something that fires out fudge brownies. I don't.
There's
fucking
an
know.
important point here. That's the promotional shot, right? What it actually looks like in the film,
Without the Photoshop glaze.
and it does include your favourite part, is his hand.
Look at the hand though. Where is it? This. One hand and a fucking chin.
That hand looks so retarded. Oh my god.
Do you see what I mean now?
That is the
Why?
worst thing
That's
I've
not
ever seen.
Robocop.
What is that? Why would you leave that in?
That's like a guy going to Comic-Con trying to be Batman.
That's a bad cosplay.
That's what it is. Where's your other glove? Oh, well, I'm eating a burrito, so I had to take it off.
Oh my god.
It's so bad.
I want to know what my brother thinks about that as a classic Robocop
Do you know what I mean, though? You know exactly what I mean, don't you?
Yeah, that's awful.
I'm going to watch it. I think... What else?
Of course we're going to watch it.
There was another film that I'm going to
You
say
know what?
the same situation to. I'm going to watch the film, but I'm not going to watch it as a Robocop film. That sounds so
The
stuck up
only
of
reason
me.
I'm not
but
even convinced we might watch it now is we didn't even go to see Total Recall remake. And both of us love the original Total Recall.
That's probably why I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even convinced I might go and watch it. I'm not
But
sure
it's
if
Colin
I'm
Farrell,
that
though. You
ass.
can't replace... But that's the thing, though. They replace, like, the whole brutishness of Arnold Schwarzenegger with some sort of martial arts of Colin Farrell. And there's 3 tits in it, granted, but it's Colin Farrell. But Jesus, but Jerry, but Joseph, I'm on Mars.
Save the island.
Why? Why?
Get that hand off my head. See, people are saying the hand is only for scratching his balls, but no, because he doesn't have balls anymore. See?
So weird. Oh, Ed 209's back though.
Ed 209's in the trailer.
Oh,
does look good.
Okay, we do have to give it some redeeming value for this. The new Ed 209 looks badass. Yeah.
The trailer's got Ed 209 in it, and it looks really good.
That is awesome. That looks like something from a game, which I'm happy with. Which is totally cool. That new Ed 209 looks badass. He looks like he might be able to cope with stairs, which, as we know, is the previous Ed 209.
Not too kosher.
He was not good with the stairs, was he? So you've got to ask yourself this question. I always hated this in the original movie. How did they get him up to that floor?
Lift.
There is no freight elevator.
How do you know that?
Ed 209.
Excuse me.
Not in a corporate building.
Did you do a tour of the OCP?
The OCP. The OCP.
You did not.
I did not do a tour of the OCP. I didn't.
Maybe he's thinking, I don't have time to go to the freight elevator. I'm going to try my luck at the stairs. He's on a motorbike. Put that. Yes, that.
Okay. All right. Last shot of this.
This sums up everything. Let's review Robocop. Here. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
I've got to say, even from a modern perspective, the original Robocop looks more badass.
Do you know what else as well?
He looks more badass.
Do you know what's not going to be in the film because it's modern and it's bullshit?
Yeah. I'll put it there.
I'd have it as the soundtrack of my walk.
Oh, the walk sound?
The walk where it's...
Yeah.
Yes, but they're not going to have it in that because he runs and he dances like a fairy and he's a dick.
It's got to be said.
Also, do you know how he gets turned into a Robocop? Someone bombs his car and he's
he doesn't get massacred?
No, he doesn't get massacred.
That's one of those brutal scenes in movie history.
He blows his hand to bit. No, it's a car bomb. Oh no, I'm inside the house and he's oozing machismo to his wife and kids. Too late, boy. Kissing his mum. Oh no, the car alarm's gone off. It's a car bomb.
Why have they skipped?
Because it's bullshit ideas for a remake. Because more modern, it seems like he'd be car bombed.
Are they thinking? Are they trying to get it? What age? Oh, what age is it? Does anyone know? What age is it? Is it because they don't? Because that scene is brutal. The original RoboCop scene is fucking crazy. Oh, it's PG-13. That's what it is, isn't it?
What?
PG-13. That's what it is. They want kids to be able to see it.
Fuck kids. Did you watch RoboCop when you was little as well?
Yeah, I fucking did.
You
My
did.
brother made me.
You did. Well, that's it. You watched it when you was a fucking kid. These kids, I've seen that new RoboCop film. Yeah, you didn't see the original one though, did you? You little punk bitch. Grow up.
Absolutely.
Look at it.
Absolutely. Oh, my mic's drooping. Let's get it up there. Oh, wow. Yeah, the original one was... Yeah, I watched... In fact, films that you shouldn't have watched as a kid, my brother totally went against that. I watched Predator when I was about 6. I'm not even sure what year it came out, the original Predator, but I know I watched it the year it came out because my brother had an illegal VHS.
You are joking.
1987.
Are you to say that your brother is involved in the illegal arts? You are, aren't you?
Oh, the camera moved, not the mic. That's weird.
That is weird.
That is weird. But yeah, Predator I watched when I was about 7 years. 1987, so I would have been 4. So probably not far off that.
You are old as balls, mate. You know how old I would have been? 3.
Yeah. So I would have been like 4 when that came out. I watched the original Predator, the original Aliens. Yeah, my brother insisted on it. Absolutely insisted on it. He said you should watch it. And it was our favourite DVD, actually. And Conan, the Barbarian and/or Destroyer. The original
like
Conan.
I do like
Which I've actually seen the new Conan now, while we're on the topic of movies, and it's awful. It is so fucking bad.
What did you expect? Name one good remake that they did. You can't have Rocky purely because Rocky was a good film and it ended the way it should have ended.
No, I don't even think that was a remake. It was a continuation. It was just a sequel.
Good point.
It was not a remake.
Okay. Same as Rambo as well. That was another continuation.
Rambo was... And he's doing another one, you know. Doing another Rambo, I think. Stallone is kicking ass. In fact, I've seen the new Stallone movie with Arnold, where they're escaping from prison. It's good. It's classic action.
Mate, oh my god, what was I seeing now?
Spider-Man wasn't bad. Yeah, Spider-Man wasn't bad.
I went to the cinema the other day and I saw a film, can't remember what it was.
Dothraki, yeah. Khal Drogo. I mean,
the new Arnie film, please someone tell me what it's called.
Well,
the new
IMDb.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. His new film, I think it comes out next year. Showing me.
Oh, he's doing Terminator.
Wait for it.
Triplets, Expendables 3, Sabotage.
Sabotage. It looks like SWAT.
John Breacher Wharton.
How fucking badass does he look there? It looks... I saw this trailer of this came on when I was in the cinema the other day.
Yeah. And
it looks so good.
How old is he?
I don't care. He's delicious.
He's delicious?
Yeah. But it looks... Well, I'll watch the trailer after this. Okay. But thingy, the Dothraki's in this as well.
The thing you've got to remember, right? Everyone goes on about Khal Drogo, and all that. Khal Drogo, or the guy who plays him, I'm gonna get his name right because I'm really gonna piss him off.
He's there. He's in this film.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, is it Joan?
Oh no, it's not. I'm thinking of a different film. Don't matter.
The guy who plays Khal Drogo isn't a very good actor. I'm just gonna put that out there. He's good in Game of Thrones, where he never speaks. I just want to point that out there. He never speaks.
OMG, Grimm's got a good one there. Judge Dredd was a good remake.
Yeah, second time's a charm, right? Second time's a charm.
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa is not a very good actor. If anybody has ever seen Stargate Atlantis, enough said. Enough fucking said. He's not a very good actor. He looks badass. Don't get me wrong. And in Game of Thrones, where he doesn't speak, he's fine. Khal Drogo is a great fucking character. Jason Momoa, not so much. Stargate Atlantis forever. When he came into Atlantis, I was like, dude, that's fucking terrible. Yeah, he was in Stargate, and he's awful in that character. He's awful in that show. He's not a good actor. He's not. He's fucking really not. Maybe he's made some odd random stuff, but I've only ever seen him be good in Game of Thrones, and that was it. Everything else I've seen him in, not so much. And Conan, definitely not. Conan is so bad.
There hasn't been.
There's a couple. Sometimes they
very rare. Very rare that you get.
Dread is fantastic, but I kind of think that was Karl Urban, man. Karl Urban dropped a fucking bomb on that, didn't he?
It was well
Karl
played.
Urban is some respectable shit.
I was very drawn aback by that at first. Just watching the original, looking at the original stills for it, and I know that people don't like the Sylvester Stallone vision. I love that film. For one.
Oh, I can watch it every day. Yes.
Oh my god, he takes his helmet off.
Judge Dredd, Demolition Man, I'm fine with.
Fair enough. Shouldn't have taken his helmet off. That whole big ass regalia that he wears is just so good. And when I saw Karl Urban, it's like, okay, so he's just wearing a motorbike leathers.
Yeah, it fitted the scene, right?
But it worked perfectly in the film, so I wasn't bothered.
No, I was fine with that as well. I thought that was fucking cool. Did you see? Are you excited at all? And it's one of the things where people are hyped, but don't know anything about it. Is Interstellar, which is Nolan's new movie. Don't know anything about it. It's Nolan's new...
I know that everyone's throwing money at it like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, Interstellar. They're going to show the trailer now, but they're reserving the trailer for the decimation of Smaug, I want to say.
Yeah,
release.
I saw that. I saw a tweet of that. Someone says Karl Urban should have been Batman. Do you think so? I don't think he's old enough because of what an aging Batman. I always said
he plays old quite well because Bones was an older character. He actually,
but he wasn't that old though. I reckon. Perfect choice, man. His fucking name just slipped my mind. What's he called? Someone help me.
Oh, I know what you mean. He's the big jawed fella.
Help me. He's in the new Josh
Brolin.
Josh Brolin would have been perfect. Like perfect.
One major issue with Interstellar: Matthew McConaughey.
Really? Oh, he's the lead cast as well. Why? Push the bill a bit more and get a better actor.
Nolan. Tom Hardy's a good guy.
Casey Affleck's in it though, he's good.
Casey Affleck is totally legit. Casey Affleck, love it. Anne Hathaway. John Lithgow? Sure. I'm okay with John Lithgow. There's not actually a great cast here. Am I missing something?
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine, well, Christopher Nolan movie. Casey Affleck, thumbs up. Anne Hathaway, Matthew McConaughey, no. Topher Grace, I know that guy. Who's that guy? He looks well spun.
Why do you know him? He looks like he's in teen pop.
Robert De Niro is Batman. Who's the worst Batman? That's the question. Who's the worst?
Now, who's the worst Bruce Wayne? Who's the worst Batman? Two different questions.
No, I mean that hasn't played them because everyone will just say Clooney. I mean, if someone was going to be picked from like the current lineup of stars, who would be the worst person to play Batman? And if they picked him, even worse. I mean, I would have even said Affleck.
It's the worst Batman.
Yeah, but you know he's already been chosen, so he's kind of out of the running.
Perez Hilton.
Oh come on, who's like a big boy toy actor, I guess. Okay. That guy, Channing Tatum.
As Batman.
Can you imagine
when
that?
he's like fucking 6?
You know, there's all those big dudes. Channing Tatum, if they ever picked him, my God.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, like that. I'm
Midget
gonna get you, Joker.
Yeah. And Tom Cruise would have been the worst.
You're in trouble now, mister.
I would like to see a video of the worst casting of any characters in any movie.
Robert Pattinson.
Oh, he's not really the bulky guy, though, is he? You got to be the guy who
You got it.
works
You can
out.
imagine it though, like, oh, I'm gonna get you, Joker.
No, it's the stairs, isn't it?
I'm gonna get you, Joker. Rape face. Zach Galifianakis.
I tell you what, I was watching I showed Emma Between Two Ferns. The one with Justin Bieber is
so good.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. You like being a smart ass?
You're gonna go back to the studio and make an album that's not a piece of shit.
It's like, I think he says something, what did you have for breakfast? And he's like, oh, I don't know. So he's like, not McDonald's? And he goes, no, I don't think I've ever ordered a McDonald's. And he goes, neither do I. And Bieber goes, are you sure? The fucking Between Two Ferns with that would have been so good. Vinnie Jones would have been a terrible Batman as well. He fits into that category. That would have been fucking awful. Right, I want to chat to these guys because we've got loads of people wanting to chat here. So should we take a quick break and then we'll just chat with you guys for the remainder of the night? It's been one of them up and down web shows, man, but it happens and we're still here. Give us 5 minutes, we'll come and just chat with you guys non-stop. Because I actually like this setup for chatting. It's so much better. Robert motherfucking Downey Jr. as Batman. Can you imagine a Marvel film where they just give up and just cast Robert as everybody? It's like every character.
When Oscars.
Like that Rooster Teeth where Joel plays every character. And they just have these really bug cutting. Alright, we'll be back in 5 minutes and we'll just kick the shit with you guys. Keely, I don't know if Andy did you type to Keely before?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got your email. I'll reply to you tomorrow. I read it earlier.
Yeah, Keely.
Thank you. We'll be back in 2 minutes. I'll leave you with some... I've only got Star Wars loaded up, so we're back in... Oops. Focus. Sorry about that, guys. Everyone's having a black screen. Yeah, my bad. My bad. Really sorry about that. Andy's just on the toilet. I didn't know... I thought I'd rewound it, but I hadn't. So let's give a shout. We had a couple of donations, and I just want to make sure we get the shouts. From Lady Keeley. Thank you. Going towards a new PC. Thank you, Keeley. And from Tom. Thank you, Tom. You're awesome, man. Looks like we're going to need it at the moment. Can you believe there's a bad day when you wreck a PC, right? There's a really bad day when you do that. So, hit us with anything you want to do.
On the toilet. I was taking a piss. I wasn't having a toozy.
That's the toilet.
Not on it.
That's the toilet.
I need to though, because your toilet seat doesn't stand on its own.
I would do the drama, but I had it set up on the PC. I'm gutted, man. If I would do. But I'll have a flick through, see what we've got here. See what we've got. What do you think about Athlete Warlocks? Warlocks are great. Warlocks are, hello, Slush. Slush door. Goes down. The Warcraft movie. We were just talking about the Warcraft movie, actually. It's been pushed back again, right? It was coming out on the fucking... my birthday, the 16th, pretty much. It was coming out on my birthday of that year, but they've pushed it back till March already. That's the quickest pushback I've ever seen.
I just saw something, one sec. But I can't remember who put it. Alright, Umbranox. Yes, I am keeping up with Arrow. I'm so gutted that it took a week's break with Thanksgiving. You know what? That's bullshit, that. Oh, it's Thanksgiving. Let's extend that a week. Why? Because you've already written and filmed it fucking years ago.
Oh, Black Friday! Sorry,
you hear about our local Black Friday?
Emma was there. Emma was there.
Did you see when the shelves got pulled over?
Yeah, she was there. This is crazy. So I don't know if those guys was in the UK or in other parts of the world. They've brought Black Friday to the UK for the first time, and it was Walmart, which is Asda, which is Walmart, have made a big thing that come on this Friday, we're gonna have Black Friday, and Emma didn't know, and she went to pick up a prescription for Max. And holy Jesus, people are just fighting over the crappiest gear ever. And
sounds like LFR.
The security was all over the goddamn place. I mean, people killing each other over this stuff. What is that? What are you doing with your life if you're killing somebody over a sound bar or a fucking television or some shit? A shitty one at that. They're all crap stuff that they put in there.
Do you know, I actually felt bad about it because Suzanne texted me saying there's a TV that's reduced from $4.50 to £99. So I texted my mum and said, look, if you swing past Asda, can you grab me that TV? And she texted me back saying, are you kidding? And I phoned her up and I went fucking ballistic. What do you mean, am I kidding? It's £99. Can you not even just have a look at it? You're like 2 minutes away from Asda. And big ass rant. She put the phone down, I put it down, and was carried on working, and I was fucking seething, thinking I could have a glorious massive TV in my bedroom. Then I read all that stuff on the internet about what's happened at Asda, and I was like, that's why she said, are you kidding? Not like, are you kidding, I'm going to have to go to Asda. And then sorry, Mom.
I just can't fucking believe that. Why did we want it over here? It doesn't even mean anything over here. I mean, over in America, it's for Thanksgiving, right?
Day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the day after Thanksgiving. So why the fuck is it over here? It makes no goddamn sense.
7 deaths, 89 injuries over Black Friday incidents in America. Why?
What?
Why?
What? What about dynamic dots? I'm fine with it. Snapshotting dots was cool if you wanted to specialise, and most people just installed an add-on, and when the add-on went green, they refreshed the dots. I'm alright. Big discounts because people killing each other over it. That's why I'll complain. I'll complain every day if people are killing each other for something like that. Yeah, why brings... It's just bringing riots over, essentially. It's like, let's institute riots in your country as well.
Police it better.
Yeah, great. And do you think they lose that money? No, they just raise the prices throughout the rest of the year to cover what they lose.
Do you have Cyber Monday? I've heard about it.
No, we don't. I mean, you can't take advantage of it online, but... No, we don't have anything like that. I'm sure that's coming. Next year we'll have a bigger Black Friday, which would be better. Awesome.
If like places like ours are a Black Friday with armed guards, yeah? Cause a riot now, dickhead.
Are we even allowed armed guards?
No, we're not. We are not allowed our...
The last time I saw armed police was the airport, I think.
Well, that's it. That's what a whole lot of them 2 local police women that were killed purely because they had to attend. They had to go to a situation where there's possible armed suspects. And what do they have? Batons and pepper spray. No, give police guns. Granted,
we need more guns on the street.
We need more guns on the street.
We need more guns on the street.
Give me a gun, I will clear up them streets.
I will defend myself.
I will shoot everyone.
I won't even call you.
I'll shoot you.
What?
I mean, I'll shoot you several times.
Repeatedly.
Yeah.
Just for testing it out.
Yeah.
Just to testing it out. That would be awesome. I'll do a drama tape the other day. These are really big, so. It's unfortunate the PC died. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world if we do a drama. I'll probably do a drama on Monday. Actually, I'm feeling much better. We'll probably do a drama on Monday.
With all your Asian Viagra emails.
It's horrible, isn't it? This is what I get in the drama inbox. Like some of them even type drama. Look. In Chinese or Taiwanese or something. I don't know. I'm not opening that link though. I don't know what that attachment is, but I'm not doing it. What do you think about Blizzard wanting to remove the idea of lineup cooldowns and boss pulls for big damage? It was fun. Taking the fun out. In fact, there was something I really wanted to rage about. I'll see if I can actually find the quote for you. Let me see if I can bring this up here so you know I'm not bullshitting. I actually thought this was really... It was, again, something I was going to do a video on. I was going to do a weekly debate on it, but obviously they pulled something even more important out of it.
Get that Robocop gun image away from me.
It was the question of vengeance. I found that really... That's the... Yeah, let me find it. It was a question of vengeance, and there was a tweet. Of course, we have to say goodbye to Ghostcrawler. Bye, bye, my friend.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Bad thing.
You like Ghostcrawler?
Ghostcrawler came back to us. He gave us an answer. Like I said to a lot of people, like, you might have not always liked the answer, but you got an answer. You know what I mean? And that's
Fair
cool.
enough.
That's cool. That's all right. You might not always like it, but we got an answer, which I'm more than happy with.
Ryan Max is in bed, mate.
Hey?
They're asking if they can see Max.
Oh, Max is asleep, although he's right next to us, so he's probably not as asleep. He's probably more, because then we had to move over to right next to, he's literally on the other side of this really thin wall. Here we go. Okay, let me post this for you guys. I found this to be really strange.
They can't read that.
There we go. I'll make it big. Maybe not big enough. It's possible. Right, you can read that? I think. So the comment was, vengeance was a mistake from the start. Tanking never felt so boring in vanilla or TBC as it does now. Threat should matter. The response was this. The threat is only fun for the tank, not for the rest of the group who just feel throttled if threat is ever in question. Now, I read from that, maybe I'm oversimplifying it, but I read from that they actively took away the fun of a tank to accommodate bad tanks. And they took away a part of the class.
Or to accommodate controlled DPS.
But DPS never had the throttled against me. I'll tell you that for now. I mean, I made demonstration videos on it. It's true. A good tank. I mean, that made you a good tank, right?
No, I agree with you.
As much as it's important to be a good DPSer. I didn't get this. It's like, yeah, well, we know it was fun for tanks, but we took that away from you. We stripped you of fun, and Now that's caused this kind of problem. And I was like, well, what the fuck, man? That's terrible. That's an awful realisation, is that, yeah, we know it's fun, but we took it away. Because bad tanks... Well, so... Don't change the game for the bad players. Make them learn.
They've made a habit of doing that.
I know. It's this kind of stuff that pisses me off, because I love this game. And I hate it when they actively say, yeah, well, we took fun away. We took fun away to make room for bad people. We took fun out of your hands so that bad people could be better. And it's like... It makes me so sad. Because I never had DPS throttling issues. And if they did, they were aware of it. It actually made them better DPSs.
Yeah.
Whereas now, and you actually see this quite a lot in LFR, sadly, is people will just be like instant Pompyro on brand new ads that have just spawned on one side of the room. They'll just be like dotting it. I mean, I die to this all the time. Because I assume tanks can pick stuff up, which most people do. It's a habit we've got into. Is if I'm on a Mukin, I'll just dot the shit out of anything that's just spawned, and then suddenly I'm dead. And I can't help but think one Thunderclap would have easily fixed this, and you're really bad. And it's like, even with all the Vengeance help, you're still going to be really bad or really slow in comparison to what I'm doing. Whereas back in the day, I would never have dreamed of instantly dotting or hitting ads that have just spawned. I would be like, I ain't touching you for a few seconds. And it gave you that extra aspect to think about and made you a better player, in my opinion, because you were thinking about these kinds of things. It wasn't a case of just wait till X threats or 4 Sunders. It was waiting until judging it. And the best DPSs could judge it, and maybe they did use a threat meter, but they were making judgment calls on, I'm feeling pretty safe right about now to do some DPS. And I thought it kind of made you a better player as well. So actually actively removing fun aspects of the game, can't agree with that by any means. Can't agree with that.
What do you think about the item squish?
Great. I mean, we've talked about the item squish like 4 or 5 shows. It's fucking fantastic.
What do you think about the game itself?
I love the game, but we reiterate discussion. A lot of people don't get that. People are like, why do you make videos about WoW and then you say you hate the game? I've never said that.
He doesn't hate the game.
That's absolutely not.
I hate the game.
Yeah, that's a good contrast. But I want to raise discussion. I think there's things worth talking about.
But yeah, that's what I mean though. I dislike World of Warcraft a minute, but I'll never void from talking about it.
Yeah,
from the other end. If there's something good in the game that I think's good, then I will give it props. I won't say that I hate it just because I don't like World of Warcraft anymore.
Man of Steel. I actually, I reviewed this. I watched it again the other day.
Okay.
It's fine as is, but it's not great.
No, it isn't.
It's not great. It's got some problems. I didn't think it was terrible though. It certainly wasn't as bad as Superman Returns, which is fucking diabolical.
Do you know? Did we talk about this last time? The guy who plays him now, Henry Cavill.
Oh yeah.
He applied for Superman Returns. Didn't have a look in because of that Justin whatever he's called, and then he came back now after he'd done a different film, I believe, when he's actually beefed himself, and they didn't even look at the rest of the people. They
just picked him.
You are Superman.
Someone pointed out something really interesting to me. I think I read it on a forum. Is in Superman Returns. I'm spoiling it now because it's been out for years. At the end, we get the obvious idea that Lois Lane's child is actually Superman's because he throws a piano across the room and he's a kid. Canon-wise, in that story, she has no memory of ever sleeping with Superman. But she doesn't seem bothered that she's had Superman's kid. And I'd not clocked it in the movie, and someone said, hey, this actually sequentially follows on from Superman 2, where he erases her memory. After she realises he's Superman and they get together, he erases her memory so it never happened. So why was she not really pissed that she had apparently been raped by Mr. Superman?
It's a good point. That is a good point.
You've got to ask yourself that question.
You've opened the rape door, so I'm going to walk straight through.
Oh, right. Thank you for opening the rape door.
Thank you, sir, for opening the rape door. Now, one can't gloss over the conversation that Jay and Silent Bob have about him wearing a kryptonite condom.
Ah, the kryptonite condom. Oh, it's Brody Bruce.
Brody, that's
Brody
it,
Bruce. Brody Bruce. Who has that? Yeah, I mean, no one seemed to... That was kind of something they skipped over in the movie, which I didn't even think about. I didn't even clock it. But when someone pointed out, I was like, no shit. That's totally true. That is completely true. And she doesn't seem bothered. She's like, oh, I've had Superman's kid, although I've never slept with him.
That's a roofie.
That's a roofie.
That's a super roofie.
Do you think he would just... He'd have to wear a kryptonite condom. That would kill him.
Blow his stomach out like a shotgun, it would.
Yeah, blow a stomach out like a shotgun. The rape doors. Superman 4, is that the one with the Nuclear Man? Do you remember Nuclear Man?
Hey, guys, close the blinds. Ew.
Let me get a... Yeah, he did. He was solar powered, wasn't he? Nuclear Man. Nuclear Man was solar. This is the best supervillain in history. Like, wow. It's completely powered. He looks mean.
He looks like Bon Jovi's dad. And he's got great big fingernails.
He does have great big... He has granny bag fingernails.
Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa!
I'm a supervillain and I mean it. Look at that guy. Nuclear Man.
Yeah.
How was he created? It was something really weird.
They fired a rocket of bullshit into the sun, apparently, which only took them like 10 minutes, by the way.
Eh? I don't know, man. That's fucking wacky. That is the crazy.
But it gives off low emissions. Let's not gloss over that, yeah? Environmentally friendly. Whereas Superman in Man of Steel is clearly not environmentally friendly.
Yeah. Oh! There you go.
The fingernails.
Yeah, this was one of his superpowers, right? Because if he scratched you, he infected you.
Yeah.
Ooh! Look at this guy.
Get salad hands here.
And surprisingly, Superman 4 did not do that well. The Quest for Peace. It's the Family Guy, isn't it? Because I'm Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Oh, that's what that means. Remember that one? Look at this guy. That was his superpower. Was his super strong nails. You can't mock it that much, because it was, in fact, Sabretooth. Also had the fingernails of a bag lady.
Sabretooth is a tiger. Sabretooth tiger. Yeah?
I guess so. But
not that guy.
Superman was very intimidated when he saw that guy come in. I'm just saying. When that guy excited come in.
How dare you? How dare you? The great Sabretooth and that guy just made a comparison in your head. How dare you? What's your most memorable moment of gaming from your childhood?
I have said it before. It was when I was sent out of the house on an errand, which I can't wait to do to Max, by the way. Even if I don't want anything, motherfucker be walking backwards and forwards from that shop. I'm just going to send him on tasks, because my dad did all the time. And I returned home to see my brother, who didn't live with us at the time, because my brother's quite a bit older than I am.
Masturbating.
In the car park.
Oh, right. Masturbating.
With my dad, and they were...
Oh, no, doesn't matter.
With my dad, and they were chatting. My brother and my dad were chatting. And I was, like, really excited to see my brother. It was always cool when I got to see my brother. And I remember going, oh, my brother's here. And I kind of came running over as a little kid. And... motherfucker, eyes of an eagle like a kid has, did I spot the Mega Drive in the boot of his car, which was my Christmas present, and I had that shit scouted before it even got to them.
Well done, mate.
I spotted it, and he had a sheet over it to hide it. I remember this, and I see it in the chat. He had a sheet over it to hide my Mega Drive, but I saw the corner of the box, and I knew that... if you're looking forward to a console as you did as a kid, you knew the box layout.
Exactly what that box is.
You knew the details. I mean, I couldn't tell you what a PS4 box looks like or anything like that, but I saw this fucking box there, and I was like, awesome.
Who do you think should play Snake in the new Metal Gear Solid movie?
Christian Bale, right?
Christian Bale every day of the week.
Christian Bale is such a good actor.
Otacon.
Yeah, I'm alright with that.
Meryl. Oh, that was a well good impression. I'm going to soundbite that when I get a text message.
Go for it, dude. Go for it.
Already done it.
Did you get a chance to make a Shadow Priest bid before the comp died? It's my other comp that's dead. It's like my backup computer. My backup computer is completely bollocksed. So I'm sorry about that. But it's fucked. So, bro, if you want to come up and help me fix this PC, because it is fucked. Okay. Oh, my phone's going. Sorry, but we're getting messages sent. It is gay. I'll sort that later, Delo, I guess. I did say the website's going to be fixed.
Christopher Walken as Solid Snake. That'd be amazing.
I just want to say, those of you who are trying to donate to us and it's causing problems, I'm sorry. I mean, it's not something I'm going to be fixed right now because we're doing the show and it's more important. But I thank you for thinking about donating to us. Thanks, guys.
What would it take for Ghosty to enjoy WoW again? Sorry for that. I don't think it's salvageable, buddy. I just think it's too far gone for me to enjoy it again, though.
You never know, do you? That's the thing. You never know.
I do.
But there's no big MMOs on the horizon, right?
I do want to play WildStar.
I think I've got some beta keys.
Fuck off.
I think so. I'm getting sent stuff now.
Send me a beta key!
Alright.
What a douche! What a colossal douche!
Yeah, I think we've definitely... I think I've got something. I got some email regarding WildStar that I'll check out. What happened to your PC? I don't know, man. We fucked it. I'll show you. This is the message. Okay, this might look a bit ropey. Can you see? It's that dreaded message of black screen. It's that dreaded black screen message of something is really broken. Maybe the law. I'll let you know. I'll let you know, man. Give. This is why I don't this is why I don't announce any keys that I've got, because everyone wants one.
I want one.
We will do what I say while we're talking. Is we want to welcome Zoe to the streaming team.
I still never met or spoke to her.
Zoe is going to be streaming on Fridays to start with. She's just doing Hearthstone, I believe.
Chick.
She's a chick. She's a hot chick. Streaming on Fridays.
Well then.
Once she's comfortable. So I encourage you guys to check out on Friday evenings is to check out Zoe. If you want to follow her, just check the Preach Gaming team at the top. And then we'll do some sort of multiplayer with us all.
Mint.
To introduce her properly to you guys.
PayDay.
So welcome Zoe to the team.
PayDay.
Maybe not.
PayDay.
Maybe not PayDay. But Zoe will be around on Fridays. Checking her out. Plus she's a girl, so there you go. You can enjoy that. Can I play Hearthstone with you? Look at Keely getting all jelly.
Who the fuck beat us though?
What is all this Zoe boot?
Smelling me some competition.
Canadian. A boot. What's Zoe all about? What's your opinion of the new Diablo expansion? I'm told it's fucking great. I'm told it's fantastic.
I saw the cinematic.
Really good.
I saw the cinematic for it.
I saw it. It's fucking fan. Everyone's saying it's really good. It's going to take a lot to make me give a shit about Diablo 3. I've got to say, it's going to take a lot to give me a shit about Diablo 3. So we'll see. We'll see on that one. We'll see on that one. Okay, Ali's like, yeah, I agree. Who is this so? I need to know. I need to know. What do you think about? Do you think the new gearing raids with maybe haste, masked, or most leather will enforce a flavour of the spec for each class, or maybe rule out? We talked about this a little bit earlier, Denzel. I had a bit of a rage about it. Is people being stuck with shitty stats? That is something. I mean, if you followed me on Twitter, you would have seen that Law did reply and say they're not going to cover all the bases. So you know we'll get there.
And you think I'm gonna come back to Warcraft?
Yeah. So
the only thing that
I'm waiting to see. It might work.
I want to play that MOBA.
Yeah, Heroes of the Storm. I'll try and get us into that
that
as soon as I possibly can.
I want you to get me into that with beta access to
We'll
not just the
put
game,
some videos
not
out.
just the game, but beta access to the Illidan skin where he's a blood elf.
You want alpha access?
I want alpha access Illidan as a blood elf.
I'll see what I can get. I'll see what I can do.
Specifically that. Elder Scrolls Online. Do you know what? I think I spoke about this before. I don't know if it was on the stream or not. Do you know what's going to ruin it for Elder Scrolls Online? Other people.
I think what's going to ruin it for Elder Scrolls Online is people hoping it's a lot like Skyrim, and it's not.
No, they could not do it. You know what? But that's it though.
Not.
Walking into a town in Skyrim, like you're going to Whiterun or anything like that in Skyrim, everything is where it should be. There isn't 40 fucking chimpanzees on the roof of the inn.
Chimpanzees?
Yeah.
In this you mean other players?
Running around like, oh guys, okay, look at the group. That's not, no, I don't see how it's going to be work. After I've had a taste of Skyrim, I want to run a bit of a taste.
As was pointed out, I've got to say, the FPS aspect of it is a total gimmick. It's like Neocron. Neocron had the FPS perspective. No one in their right fucking mind would ever play in first-person mode. No way. If you're not playing third-person mode, you're going to have a bad time.
In some cases, you had to play in first-person mode.
In PvP, would you ever do that in the actual content of the game? No. If you were AFK pressing one button, would you do that?
Yes.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would.
Yes,
indeed.
I would. But see, it's still being used.
Yeah, but Elder Scrolls isn't getting great reviews either. Cause apparently, it's all just a lot like WoW again. It's got a couple of fixes and just a lot like WoW. I'm just telling you from the guys who've played it. I know we're just waiting for that next big thing, aren't we? As always, we're just waiting for that thing to change the whole fucking game up.
Do you remember World of Tanks?
Mm-hmm.
Right, played it, hated it. Hated it. I played one game and uninstalled it. They've done World of Warplanes.
Okay.
Which I'm actually going to give a look because that could be hilarious.
Well, I wanted to... When the Oculus Rift launches, I've already got plans that we should do some videos together of us both in a jet fighter.
Yes! I want to pilot it.
I think we can put out some really good content that way.
I want to pilot it.
What should I do?
You press the buttons in the back.
Alright, well, two
Co-pilot, you tell me where to shoot things. I'll completely ignore it and shoot what I want.
So much I'm looking forward to. Oculus Rift is top of my list, though. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, Q3 next year. As soon as that happens, I'm just hoping... I mean, I could... I don't know. I don't want to save up and buy two of the dev sets.
Of what?
Oculus Rift. You know, the 480p ones?
Oh, don't get... No.
Yeah, I mean, I could save up and do that, but...
Don't do two of those.
I don't want to do that.
Because we could be two dragons fighting each other in the same room, but then we could do like a camera of us both like each other going,
That'd be cool if you could play Titans or something. Or giant Zords smashing a city up. That would be cool if you had that. That would be awesome.
Rampage, dude.
Yeah, Rampage.
Like, where you could be like Godzilla and I'll be like a massive gorilla and we're climbing up buildings and shit and just going...
I'm also that.
Yeah?
I'm also that. But, yeah. What do you think about combat rogues compared to Mutilate in terms of damage and sheer fun? I actually don't think there's that much fun with either of the combats, with combat or Mutilate at the moment. They're kind of sterile.
I'm the guy that sold you hot dogs yesterday. Did you have your hot dogs yesterday?
Not.
Neither did I.
Did not.
You didn't sell a shit, you fucking liar.
No, I did not have hot dogs yesterday. I sold these gentlemen's hot dogs yesterday. Cool, man. Cool. Yeah, I'm always casual in my man. I'm always wearing that shit. I love it.
I eat so much, I'm thinking, did I have hot dogs yesterday? No, I didn't have hot dog yesterday. You're a dirty fucking liar.
You ever played Baldur's Gate? Yeah, man. We've got it
Baldur's
installed.
Gate,
We've even got the
my
HD.
all-time favourite
Star
RPG.
Citizen, dude. Cannot wait. Star Citizen. Cannot wait. I mean, I was tempted to drop in the Kickstarter to get in the alpha. It's a big game that's coming. PC only. Oh, baby. Oh, why don't I wear the hoodies? Because I'm wearing the t-shirt.
Mine's in the wash because I got baby snot on my shoulder.
You do usually wear your red one, don't you? Yeah. But the new shirt's launched next week.
Yes,
I think actually the new shirt's coming out just before Christmas, which is obvious for anybody who's ever done this stuff.
Mine is
the new
better.
Yours has got samurais on it.
Mine's
samurai robots actually.
Samurai robots.
Mine has awesomeness on it. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, you get guides for everything. Don't worry about it. You get guides for every class. I'm going to finish them off the next couple of weeks. I'm making big videos for over Christmas month because it's going to be it's more important, I think so, is to get these on now. I've got a big video coming out Christmas Day. Which is written. I'm actually trying to get some people from other guilds to do something for that. It's not working out too well. They're very hard to. Don't answer. But we've got all that kind of stuff, which is pretty cool. Which is coming out. Would you bring a Windwalker to a raid? Definitely. They do shitloads of damage. Absolutely, absolutely. How many shirts? Two.
Dose.
2. One for each of us. But
stop kicking the desk.
Am I?
Your knee's being destructive and I'm just watching myself.
Well, we don't usually do it from here. You say what hardcore MMO? Did not say that. Did not say what hardcore MMO.
Dare.
Did not say that. You say what hardcore MMO, but Titan is aimed at casual, so I'm only going to play after WoW. Well, I'm not after a hardcore MMO. I haven't got time for it. I want a good MMO. I want a good MMO that draws me in, and I don't go...
Wait, there's a question I'd like to address. Would you like to see Blizzard get their hands on an older MMO like Neocron to revamp? Now, one thing that I've always said is... I love Neocron, I love World of Warcraft. I'd love to see a game like World of Warcraft, not the variations that are bullshit, but done smartly like World of Warcraft in its heyday, not now because it's shit now, but futuristic.
I would like to see a really good FPS.
That's why I'm sort of looking forward to WildStar because of that factor.
I would just love a good FPS proper MMO where we're in a city. I mean, we mentioned it loads of times, was the, was it Hexen? What was that fucking game called that was coming out and it got cancelled?
Huxley,
which was a proper FPS MMO, open world, full on, but proper FPS. Big guns and battleships and tanks and stuff rolling through the city, crushing buildings. That's what I want to see, baby. That's what I want to see next. I don't want any other WoW clones. As simple as that. I just don't want any other WoW clones. I don't care.
Trayvon, we finished playing Star Wars when we got to the end of the game. For me, that game was just perfect. A nice mix of classes, both sides, completely customizable. It had that little niche of transmog in it, but the whole... That was it. But then they did two things, which basically culminate in prison rape. They merged the lower pop servers, which had to be done, where you had to lose your legacy name and change all your character's name, which is fucking annoying for someone who got day one names, me. And secondly, they did nothing. Oh, the new endgame's changed now. No, it hasn't. It's still bollocks.
It's still bollocks.
It was supposed to be the chosen one. See what I did there? Because that's a Star Wars reference for Star Wars.
That is.
Yeah. Polaris Network. And we'll say no more about it. Anyway.
Keep that under your hat.
Keep that under your hat, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Soup sweets.
I want to know how many people are going to drink. We're trying to plan what events we're going to next year. What are you guys going to, if any?
Next year? No.
Nothing.
I'm not going to anything,
we're not going to Gamescom. No.
Don't want to go to anything.
I cannot possibly do Gamescom.
Don't want to leave my house.
All right, well, I'll go on my own then.
Where?
BlizzCon.
Wait a minute.
True.
Now, stop pulling out the big guns straight off the bat, yeah? You've got to tease it, yeah? Tease it. You know, take it out for a nice dinner, nice McDonald's, a shiatsu.
A shiatsu.
I want to go. I want to go to America Land. Dude, side story, but same thing. First time ever on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, I think Friday was.
Black Friday?
Yeah, an American girl in our office brought in a load of cornbread, and I thought, I love American shit, and I've never tried cornbread.
I did
Give
not
me some
try cornbread.
Wow!
Yeah?
It tastes
Is
like...
it like cake?
Yes, but they have it with like soup and stuff. It's like cake in soup, but it's well nice, and I just ate so much cornbread on Friday, and everyone went out for lunch. Right, we're going for lunch, you coming? No, I can't move. I've eaten my body mass in cornbread.
Transmog Competition will be up tomorrow. I'll fix it. I want to get the website fixed, so it might be Monday. Oh, the website's kicking out that virus thing. I want to fix it. PreachCon. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. Either we go to a couple of events.
My hat's in the way, one sec.
I'm trying to think of what would be most fun for all of us and for our community.
I can see it again.
Whether just running a LAN event of our own might be better. It might be better just for everybody all around, but again, it'd have to be in the UK, which is not easy for a lot of people because we're really small. We're really small people. Not exactly great for Team America.
Let's go to Amsterdam.
You could go to Amsterdam. I like Amsterdam.
I like
Amsterdam. I love Amsterdam, man.
I love
awesome.
Amsterdam.
It's fucking brilliant. Amsterdam is awesome. Yeah, we might do PreachCon actually. I mean, I was so excited for it. The reality of creating that event. Do you know how hard it is to get a big place that has free internet? We even talked to a college who have internet throughout the whole building, and they were like, no, because our internet is so cheap because we don't use it for fun. Like, they have this government funding internet, so they use it for fun. And they got like this. So, yeah, my brother was actually instrumental in trying to sort the things out for PreachCon. Not easy. Not easy. Let's go to Amsterdam. Yeah. Amsterdam. Well, we used to have fun in Amsterdam anyway.
We did have
did have fun in Amsterdam. Any other questions before we go, then? What time are we on? 10:30? That'd be awesome. Definitely. So we might do something in the UK. Florida, you know my dream. If I can ever get the team over to Florida for a holiday,
in a G6,
I've done it. I've fucking done it. I could retire happy. If I lost this job the next day, I'd be more than happy.
G6.
A G6. But we'll have to wait now till the kids are old enough. Well, my kid. Your kid's alright.
Well, she can't sit on her own in a house for 2 weeks. You know why? Because she's 2.
Well, that's what. No, I mean to appreciate Florida.
Can she?
She won't be able to go on any of the rides.
Oh no, to appreciate Florida.
Yeah,
no.
Which is really sad.
Which, you know what?
Probably Nedden.
I'd resent her for it because I'm thinking she's in this park and she's having the time of her life now. She won't remember it, A. And B, I could have spent that on some Marvel swag.
Oh, yeah. Marvel Island, baby. Yeah, I'll stick up in the YouTubes. Don't worry. Munich. I can't. You know why I don't want to go to Gamescom? For real?
Why are you looking at an online doctorate?
I get so much spam. It's unbelievable. It just wasn't fun, and that's really sad.
What are you talking about?
Gamescom, it just wasn't fun. I mean, it was kind of fun, but not amazingly fun. We got a donation off Berkey as well. Thanks,
Berkey. Thanks, Berkey, mate.
Berkey, what a guy.
Good old name of the Queens.
Good old name of the Queens.
Hey, Berkey! I'm going to say it in a Brooklyn accent, even though I just said...
What do you think of there being Threat being a mythic-only mechanic? Ooh. I can only imagine, alright, that Mythic raiding has the opportunity to be completely different from normal and heroic in terms of mechanics and everything, because they can guarantee certain things. Would love that to be a thing. Perhaps we'll have a debate on that next week. I'll put some more thought into it. But I like where you're going with that. If they're totally different mechanics. Because, remember, not flexi raiding has to be based on its lowest common denominator, right? So it has to be based on 10-man. The mechanics of those bosses have to be based on 10-man and certainly not one of each class. They have to be. Mythic doesn't have those restrictions. So we could have totally different boss fights. And we could have totally different mechanics. We could have things like Threat in there. That could be pretty cool. Yeah, it's fine. We have talked about that, which is cool.
Yes, Commander, we will be doing some ARAM after this.
You're going to be playing some LoL tonight?
I am, mate. I'm going to be loving the all-for-one mode like I have done this week.
I think I am going to be playing on finding why my Windows root manager keeps popping up.
Well, you enjoy that because I'm enjoying the fact that Ava's not at home. Suzanne's at an Avenged Sevenfold concert, probably going to come home pissed, so that doesn't matter about the decibel level, and I can be a complete twat for one night.
Nice.
For one night.
which would be really cool.
Smeg, Mogger answered you earlier, buddy. Yes, I do still play League, and yes, Master Yi is still my favourite champ.
Garrisons, fine with. Anything that's new and fun for people to do outside of raids, I'm all for. It's not something that personally interests me. I don't care that much. I mean, I didn't do my farm. I was fine with it for the first week or so. Then I kind of got bored. But yeah, beyond that, I'm fine. Yeah, I think it's all good, man.
Maybe some Payday 2 as well, yeah. I'm not going to rule that out.
Yeah, he's never going to rule out the Payday. Not at all. Not at all. I'm not going to do that. What are you doing for your birthday? On the 21st... Let me just double check these dates. Yes, the 21st of December is our next web show. It will be a drinking game web show. We're going to survive and we're going to play some video games. And we're just going to have a blast.
I'm going to survive. You're not. You're going to end up half naked with your dog on the bed with some lotion and pictures taken. By the way, did Emma ever tell you that was her who took that picture?
She did. We had a discussion. There's a gentleman's agreement that horrible pictures do not take place when one is passed out.
Because I didn't do it, man.
And I salute you for that.
Yeah.
That is a true friend right there. If someone is in a bad way, full of beer, you do not take pictures. Because nobody needs to have that living forever.
You were about... Where's my... Move... Let me do this one sec. So I can see the screen. There's the screen edge. You were here with your ball sack out and you wanted to show it to the camera.
I didn't want to. I was showing it you.
No,
I was particularly away from the camera.
You were about this far away. You was here, coming this way, and I stopped you from going on the camera because your nuts were out of your zip.
Alright.
Oh, you and your drinking games.
Yeah, so yeah, you don't touch... It's a gentlemanly rule is you don't abuse people while they're drunk. But yeah, the 21st will be the next one. I'm going out for my birthday on... Which would be the next web show. You're coming, right? I think.
Maybe.
You've been invited?
Maybe.
Yeah. So we're going out for a birthday meal.
Alright, you know about the meal anyway. Yeah, it was a...
She had to tell me because she booked it on a fucking web show night, like a retard.
Yes, I'm going for your birthday meal.
Yes, we're going out for it.
Completely nude.
I'm fine with that. I'll get nude with you.
Good.
It'll be awesome. It's going to be so boring. Babies are coming. It's a secret. The birthday meal's a secret. Except that she booked it on that one. So yeah, that will be our good time. So on the 21st, we'll be fucking doing it. Which will be awesome. Alright guys, we're going to call it a night. Thank you everyone. We've got another donation of Greg. I want to say Greg. Is it Greg? Thank you, Greg.
Greg.
I'm probably going to need that. We're going to book up some PC shit.